Yo, born.
Show them how we do this, man. BTBTV. We bully the bullies. No run, no retreat. Yeah. BTB TV. One more time for y'all in the back. Y'all slow ninjas. Right. Yo. John Gotti flow, rap Pablo, Escobar status, rap game Corleone. I can show you how you lay back and watch your pockets grow. Stay away from devious women, end up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching like yo, I gotta post. I wake up every day mission. It's $1 million notes, dominoes, bodies drop, rot stink like holotos. Broadway, man, if you know, then you know. I came for everything they said I couldn't have. Got that and then some, and then some. My wins on overload. Say you overdose.
Big E, salute.
And that clutch like
my nigga.
We don't go for
that. That's all she wrote.
Another tale from the street.
Death and horror flow.
The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street. Homicide the folks who want to play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street. Black Mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street like an opera show. These kids be acting till they life movie curtain closed. Nowadays the foes will plot you wearing Malcolm X hats, 666. The devil on his shoulder won the death match. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up off the block, trying to run and get the force. Blood on pavement. He's 12 years old and he tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds. That's his fiends who want their veins stick. We can't miss. We can hit the talk and put our hands behind our back, our eyes closed and half brainless. Don't play with us. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the foe.
David Briggs, salute. Peace to the gods.
Another tale from the street, Black Mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street like an opera show. These kids be acting till they like movie curtain close. Yeah.
BTBTV, the movement, y'all.
It's the movement, man. You're born. You're born, let's get him.
Peace, God.
Peace, God. Hold up. Let's rewind that real quick.
Shit. Let's do it. Let's do it. We had a good one yesterday morning. Let's go.
BTBTV, the movement, niggas.
You're born.
Man, plug the podcast.
Show them how we do this, man.
That's right.
BTBTV.
We bully the bullies.
No run, no retreat. Yeah. BTBTV. One more time for y'all in the back.
Yes,
y'all slow ninjas. Right. Yo, John Gotti flow, rap Pablo, Escobar status, rap game Corleone. I can show you how you lay back and watch your pockets grow. Stay away from devious women, end up like Papa Smoke. Y'all wake up every day twitching like yo, I gotta post. I wake up every day mission. It's $1 million notes, dominoes, bodies drop, rot stink like holotos. Broadway, man, if you know, then you know. I came for everything they said I couldn't have. Got that and then some, and then some. My wins on overload. Say y'all overdose. Your rappers in the tight squeeze and that clutch like Cobra rope. The okie doke, we don't go for that. Harsh rope. Another tale from the street. Death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street. Homicide the folks who want to play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, Black Mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting till they life movie curtain closed. Nowadays your foes will plot you wearing Malcolm X hats, 666. The devil on his shoulder won the death match. Reminiscing when more street ninjas was off the hook, chasing D's up off the block, trying to run and get the force. Blood on pavement. He's 12 years old and he tough to play with. He don't go to playgrounds. That's his fiends who want their veins stick. We can't miss. We can hit the talk and put our hands behind our back, our eyes closed and half brainless. Don't play with us. Another tale from the street, death and horror flow. The projects like a ghost trying to haunt your soul. Another tale from the street, homicide the foe. who wanna play till them guns scream adios. Another tale from the street, black mafia. So Don Corleone mixed with Al Capone. Another tale from the street, like an opera show. These kids be acting till they like movie curtain close. Yeah, BTBTV. It's the movement, man. Yo, Born.
Yo.
Yo, Born, let's get him.
Let's get him, baby.
Let's get him, baby.
First of all, peace to the 5% nation of gods and earths. Salaam alaikum, hamdulillah, rahman to Allah, to the Muslim brothers and sisters that's in the chat. And yo, and for my BTBTV family, we ain't a blood or a crip, we doing our own thing. BTBTV that started his own gang, like nigga, what?
Like nigga, what? Salute.
Gentlemen, salute. Top of the goddamn morning this morning.
Man, salute, King. Salute, E.
Bro, you know I'm out here on this fuck here, bro.
I want to read y'all something. I want to read y'all something. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it, all right?
Yeah.
Hold up, I'm going to read y'all something real quick. All right. Y'all got to be bad with me because I can't read. I'm illiterate a little bit.
Cross, what it do, Cross?
What's up with you, E? Just trying to maintain. Hey, E, get a chance, check me out too, man. The Plug Podcast. Boy, Born on there. We be going deep.
Oh, yeah, man. I need all that. Give me them links, bro. You know I need all that, man. I need all that.
All right, let me read this one. Let me read this, y'all. Let me read this real quick. Let me read this. While I still see. The Prince family would like to send our condolences to the family and friends of a beautiful soul at Takeoff. To the Houstonians and families around the world, this one breaks my heart because Takeoff was a brother, a son, a role model, and a God-loving human being. Grief is the price of love. A bill people from across the globe are paying right now as we mourn this loss. I've been knowing Takeoff, Quavo, and Offset for many years, and there has been nothing but mutual love for one another, and that ain't going to ever change where we are concerned. This shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have ever happened to our city, in our city. This shouldn't have been recorded, and this damn sure shouldn't be circulating across social media for family, friends, and fans to see. Mute that, real quick. As I write this, I'm angry about the lack of love and respect we have for one another as a race, which keeps bringing us back to the same tragic place of black on black killing. They say Satan is the author of confusion, and right now, there are a lot of lies and false narratives being spread by media whores like Born Divine Almighty Allah. I consider myself a man that's quick to listen and slow to speak. Therefore, whoever is responsible for putting that bullet in my little nephew's head, let it be known that you can't hide behind me, beside me, or anywhere near me, because I don't tolerate dumb shit. I speak these words not knowing whose bullet is responsible for this death. With that being said, the root of this tragedy is foolish and has to be, It's foolish, It's foolish, it has to, I can see. It's foolish, Okay, now hold up. The root of this tragedy is foolish. It has to be owned by the fool. I would sum this up by saying a gun in the hands of any human that closes eyes and shoot and doesn't have a proper skills of operating that gun is dangerous, and the results usually end with innocent people who had nothing to do with the altercation being shot or killed. To the homies in Georgia and around the world that got love for Takeoff, like we know this, let's change the narrative in our culture by putting an end to every argument and disagreement resulting in violence. It's okay to live and let live to see another day. Rest in peace, Takeoff. All right.
Nah, well, the part just real quick, Born, don't make no sense. What you mean you can't hide behind me? Nigga, that would make you a conspirator to the goddamn murder. So that shouldn't even. That goes without being said. He killed somebody, didn't want to come hide behind you. That's gonna implicate you all up in everything. That shouldn't even have to be said.
But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Know what? I'm gonna tell you something. This nigga Jay Prince is a slithery snake.
Right.
What he's doing now is he trying to push all the weight off him. But I'm gonna tell you something. I want you to hear something real quick. I'm about to play you something. I want you to hear this.
Hey, real quick too, boy. This is the part that I don't like about it. By him making that statement, and you know I don't never defend Wack, but he put a lot of credibility into what Wack said about him. Wack been said that nigga was a snake. And you know, I don't even like to quote Wack. You know that. I don't defend Wack at all. But Wack said months ago that nigga was a snake and ain't what he's trying to portray.
I said that nigga was a snake a couple of years ago and nobody believed me.
Yeah. That Duke the Jeweler should have did it. Duke the Jeweler should have did it for everybody, for real.
And then real quick too, Texas is becoming real deadly for rappers and cats like that too. I ain't trying to say it's cool, but it done been a few cats that done been gunned down in Texas over the last couple years, bro.
Yeah, we know that.
And that's why it comes back again, like you said, even we was going back and forth with the whole PNB Rock, that people understand it. It's bigger than that. It happens everywhere. But now it's because these rappers are moving erratic. They don't move because they're not street dudes. They're entertainers, but they want to be street dudes moving.
Hey, but Cross, you don't think it's a hidden hand somewhere in here? Because
without a doubt, we pulled it up.
A lot of people make money off black dysfunction, bro. I mean, everybody make money off our dysfunction, bro.
What I'm saying is, look at it from that. You're absolutely right. We're not talking about the big heads because everybody failed to realize Takeoff got an insurance plan through them companies. And Atlantic Records, and Atlantic Records, and also Rap A Lot. They all connected.
Y'all hold on one second. I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to hear something real quick. Hold on one second. Then we're gonna talk. We're gonna hear everything. Hold on one second.
Go ahead.
I want y'all to hear this.
Y'all hit that like button too coming in the chat today.
Like, share, subscribe, y'all.
Listen, once y'all listen to this, I want y'all to tell me what y'all think.
Yeah.
Ain't following. Ain't none of them following, huh?
Hey, E, you gonna have to hit your mute button, E.
All right, I got you. Ain't following. Ain't none of them following, huh? She's Louise.
What it is and what it ain't, man. We got the motherfucking content.
Fair use.
Alright, man. So we got Wack 100. Go follow the 100 ENT show, man.
Don't you feel a little bit better? Feel movable?
And Drake unfollowing Quavo on Instagram. So it's a weird situation. Like they unfollowed Quavo and then they refollowed him. So it was kind of strange. But we about to get into this clip, man. Need y'all to do me a favor though, man. Nothing crazy, nothing major. Just smash that subscribe button. We about to get into this clip and let me know what you guys think in the comment sections down below. It gets real heated, fellas. Let's get into this clip.
Man, make sure y'all ping up and share the room in the meantime. Y'all see where the fuck we at. We ain't no room for the motherfucking week. Make sure y'all hit that greenhouse and follow all the moderators. Ping up and share the fucking room.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. I know I can be challenging, but I'm deeper than what you see.
Yo, Spy, check that text. You know that had me written all over. You should go Hunter at the top. That's Quavo's pay. Oh, that's showing Jazz Prince ain't following. Ain't none of them following, huh? She's Louise.
Something going on.
Some fishy in the sea.
Something going on.
And the timing is terrible.
I think the dad was always following
now he following him.
What I tell you.
No, we got the 18.
I just got the screen. I just screenshotted it. He just did it. He had to.
Hey, we got time shots on our screen.
Yeah, hell, I did mine last night.
So he said he just started following back again.
Oh shit, y'all!
Nigga took the bait.
Yeah, because it's something on Clubhouse.
Nigga took
Yeah,
the bait.
That was quick.
Hey, you caught that shit fast.
They trying to correct that shit.
No, they knew they fucked up when they did that. You get what I'm saying? It's too soon.
That's why I said the timing is terrible. But it even just going back to follow him now is terrible because it's like you on the same show now.
Yeah, but I'm glad y'all got that shit.
Exactly.
When we get
exactly.
Yeah.
This the fall of mob time.
Hey, I keep trying to tell you these niggas ain't gonna outwit me. I just tell you this. I just
got him spooked, why?
Did I just not call it? I said, watch these bozos here. That's why I told you to roll it. I know they're in the thing. That shit probably on the blog by now.
They probably got
On my mama, you just said that though. On my mama, you just said
Bob been doing this shit for a man. Listen, man. I told y'all.
Hey, them niggas probably in the
y'all
audience,
got, huh?
That nigga whack calling hell out this shit.
All I ask y'all just hit that greenhouse and follow the mods.
Y'all just say DJ Academics in the audience?
Is he down there?
Nah.
No, we would have saw that.
Now you can't even see J Prince followers no more.
No, I was seeing them mob.
That nigga in the Matrix, I can't hear.
Audience spook.
Oh, his ass crazy.
No, you can't see it. You can't see his followers. You can just see who he's following.
Wow.
Quavo and T.I. about to be the best of friends.
Something is definitely fishy.
If you're on stage, make sure you follow the mods in that greenhouse or you will get shot back to the goo.
Oh my God. Yo, Guap, your shit timestamp, right?
Let me see. Let me go back and look at it.
Timestamp. Get around. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, it's definitely timestamp 254. Yeah, I'm about to send it to you timestamp.
Bozo ass nigga.
Oh, you should already have it.
Yeah, wait, no, thank you.
It's show the time. 2:33, 2:37, 2:50, 2:50. Yeah, it got the time on there at the top left.
Good, I don't play.
And if you need, I got the ones that say yesterday.
You have no worthy receipts.
Damn, he said I got the one that say yesterday.
Facts.
Damn.
What yesterday show?
It just say yesterday. I got the time stamp on it.
My friend used to pay $163 for car insurance. Now look how much he pays.
She already on stage.
Rakita.
Oh my God, I don't even want to see it.
Hey, listen. Nah,
Wait, what?
Nah, he's still on. The nigga, the spy just sent this to me. Get to the last one. Yo, what the fuck?
Did Quavo deactivate his IG?
Nah,
Wait, what?
Nah, he's still on.
No, hell no, he ain't deactivated his IG.
Did you read it all?
Somebody in the comments talking about that why it looked like they unfollowed him because he deactivated his IG.
He did at first, but he activated it again.
Whoa! Whoa!
Better not have did that.
Oh no! Go track Drake. They say my man just hit me. Said Drake unfollowed and blocked Quavo.
That's a fact. I got that already. That's what Alamo was telling us in the last room.
Yeah,
bro, exactly.
I got that.
Send that to me, Alamo, so I can send
Quavo and T.I. about to be best of friends.
Oh shit, y'all.
That's all by one call.
Make sure y'all share the room.
And you know it's got to be something him
Greg, been a
against
peace, God.
Quavo, because check this out. Why he still follow the Migos? Why you unfollow Quavo?
Slow down.
They still follow.
Drake is still following Quavo.
He
Whoever
just
said that,
did it, bro. We got proof.
There's some crazy.
We got
Nigga, I
proof.
just looked it up.
Okay, that he probably just followed them back, bro. We got proof.
Oh no, nigga. Hey, let me explain something to you, bro. Nigga, when my inside told me that's right there, I come to the room, tell nephew go check it. Nigga, when we
Fat
check
Man
it,
Scoop.
nigga, he had dared unfollow. I told nephew, roll the room, change the title. It's gonna hit the blogs. When they hit the blogs, these bozos gonna go follow back. Nigga, we got our shit time stamped on the unfollow. 8 minutes later, guess what they did? Follow back.
Oh, so then he followed him back.
Nigga, listen, my nigga, this is the 100 side, my nigga. We got the screenshot timestamp.
King Guap, check your
Fat Man Scoop, salute, beloved. How you doing, King?
All right, y'all. I want to ask y'all what y'all think about.
Peace, job. Peace, job.
Peace, job. Peace to the God.
Peace to the gods and nerves to the universe.
Yo, I want to ask y'all a question real quick. Did you hear what Jay Prince said, Ja? Did you read what he said?
I seen the statement that he put out.
All right. That statement sounds like he's covering right there, don't it?
That statement sounds like he's culpable, bro. It doesn't.
Culpable.
Yeah, he's not sounding like a boss. See, like if you was really not, if you wasn't culpable, bro, you would have put that out the very next day.
Bro, look,
the same way you did for your cousin that got assassinated by the cops that hit on him. You was out.
Bro,
it wasn't even a few hours later. You was out the next day, and that was for your cousin.
So you seemed like, bro, his legacy took a hit, bro, because everybody know, at least according to reports, that dude was out there under y'all or under your organization or whatever.
Your protection.
Yeah, under your protection.
Yeah,
and
ain't no legacy.
So somebody was able to pretty much walk up to that guy. He wasn't nothing but a few feet away and was able to dome you. I mean, it's like, dude, I thought you said y'all was all that. I thought you had some kind of mystique.
Hold on one second, McGee. My boy, Mr. Information Man, yo, hit that link, Information Man, because we about to roast this nigga. We about to roast all these Prince niggas.
Right.
Yeah, look, even them J Prince stands. Let's keep it 100. Tell us, get on this live and say ain't nothing fishy about that. I dare you. Get on here and say something ain't right with the way this went down. And get on here and say that statement that he made don't sound crazy. Come on, bro. We ain't nobody stupid, man. You know what I mean? I understand you trying to do damage control, but bro, Ray Charles could see something ain't right here, bro. Come on, man.
Right.
Stop that. Stop that, man.
And let's be honest. Who does some petty shit? See, this is what I'm saying. It's the little petty shit that they don't move accordingly. What the fuck is not following versus? It don't take away the fact that something happened when you follow and unfollow a motherfucker. Like, I don't get this follow unfollow shit. That's the shit.
It's called a decoy, bro.
A decoy.
It's called a decoy. See, we looking at something else.
If you wasn't guilty, why would you unfollow that man?
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, that doesn't still negate the fact that, nigga, it happened. Right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So you follow him. Then when everybody say, oh, shit, he follow him, you follow him back? But
bro, this man just lost his life. Who the hell thinking about some social media shit?
That's what I'm saying.
Really, just keep it 100, man. Unfollow, man. This man, nobody give a damn about none
don't
of that.
Nobody give a. That's what I'm saying. I'd have been like, nigga, fuck that follow shit, nigga. I don't give a fuck.
Give a damn about none of that shit.
The F-bombs, you gotta watch for the F-bombs.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Yeah, that just made me mad, boy, because I'm like, people was like, yeah, see, he set up for the bait. See, he followed him back. Bruh, the bait is there. It was under his watch. I don't understand. To like you say, this is where the distraction comes in at. Because man, listen, they're following, unfollowing. We ain't even got. You ain't got in the hood. Nigga, you don't gotta follow me, nigga. I know you did it.
That's emotional shit. That's emotional shit. That's slave shit, bro. That's the niggas that's caught up in the system is following the program. That's slave shit. Right now, the number one thing, bro, in this incident right here is that Takeoff is dead. Someone stands to make tens and tens of millions of dollars off of it. They don't got black skin. And the fact that that man went to that man's city, a so-called boss, that means you're not just culpable, bro. You conspired. So let's stop acting. Let's stop acting ignorant for any of us that have any authority in the street, bro. We already know. I'm 50-some years old with authority in the street, bro. To this day, right now. And if I tell a nigga, hey, coming to my hood and don't touch him, you don't touch him, nigga, or it's war, and we kill everything you love. Forget about you. So that's the real law.
Here go the thing, though, Born. Now, prior to all of this, Jay Prince supposedly was the man in the city. Don't nobody make no move. He know all the killers. He know all the killers, right? He know everybody, right? Now this happened. Now all of a sudden, you don't know the killers. Now all of a sudden, you don't know the movers and shakers. Now all of a sudden, you don't know the cats that's doing that, bro. This happened with one of your son was in attendance. He was there. You had eyes. Right, you had eyes. You had eyes and ears in there, bro. You had a play-by-play of what was going on up in there, so to speak.
Can I speak just for a moment, brother? Because I have to. I'm getting ready for work and everything right now. So yeah, I'm doing something like on my podcast tonight, later on tonight. But I have some audio. Y'all probably heard about it, maybe not. There's a young lady. She went anonymous, so she didn't want to give up her name. She said she claimed that she know the family, Jay Prince family, but they're saying the thing is she's saying that it's not a ritual. So people get out of saying that this was a ritual death. She's also saying that all the people that was there that had the weapons on them was from Jay Prince's camp, Jazz. It was from Jazz camp. Why? Because they were there protecting Jazz because they had weapons to protect Jazz for Jay Prince. So she's saying that there was no, she was saying that there was no argument over a dice game, that was all bullshit. That it was basically Quavo was trying to, he was trying to diffuse, the Migos was trying to diffuse whatever the dispute was that they were having. So it wasn't over a dice game or any of that shit. And basically, out of trying to diffuse, they got killed. And she's saying that the only people who had weapons was what Jazz's camp, Jazz Prince camp. Basically,
hey, bro, can I say this just real quick, and then I'm gonna hand it back to y'all because I am at work. To all the cats that's supposed to be connected, mobbed up, this, that, and got the power. If you using your power against your own people and you killing off your own people, then you ain't shit. You just like the white man. You terrorizing your own community and you killing your own soldiers off. And you killing your soldiers with the money. So I don't get that.
So whoever did the shooting, it came out of Jay Prince's son's camp or whoever had the weapons. That's what the sister was saying. And that she was also saying that Quavo was devastated to the point where he was falling out, collapsing out, and they had to console him. So that's what I just want to drop on the show, that this whole thing, because a lot of our people, every time something happens, we get caught up in the conspiracy theories of, oh, it was a blood ritual. No, this shit was real, according to the young lady that was there. So the bottom line is, Jay Prince, you guys are right. His letter that he wrote, that's I'm a guilty Negro letter. Trying to clean it up, but it's too late. I think the truth gonna come out, y'all. So I appreciate you, brother, for letting me come on for the moment, and I'll be listening from afar.
No doubt, bro. Peace.
But y'all right, man. Peace.
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 Yeah,
hey, for all the kings on there on the panel, man. Y'all can do me a blessing. It's Friday. I got somebody here. This is my princess. Yesterday was her birthday, and I just want y'all to salute her real fast as a happy birthday, if y'all don't mind.
Hold
real
up.
fast.
Oh, happy birthday to
To
ya.
ya. Happy birthday to ya.
ya. Happy birthday.
Birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Queen.
Happy
Appreciate
born
y'all,
day.
man.
Happy born
Happy
day.
born day,
Yeah,
Princess.
I appreciate y'all, man. That meant a lot, man. We did our thing. We're
Hey,
gonna
hey,
do something this week.
Cross. Let her know. Let her know that Scorpio season live. I'm next Thursday,
Hey,
God.
Halo. They said Scorpio season is live. She
You
said, right.
already know. Let
She
her
said,
know a
right.
jewel. Let her know a jewel
Oh,
for
man.
real.
But yeah, back to
Yo,
what we were
God.
saying, man. That's all emotional shit, man. That whole don't follow me. I ain't never been a big person. That's why I said people get emotional. And then here's the thing. This was so crazy. He still followed them. He did not stop following them. So he still can see what they do. They just can't see what he do. Like that doesn't make sense. Like, because they'll be
That's
crazy. His lawyers would be like, you crazy not to follow them. No, we need you to follow them because we're going to figure out all this shit.
all a
Thank you, Miss
distraction, though,
PPV.
God.
Yeah.
That's a distraction, though, God. That's something to take your mind from off the objective. The point at hand is this: that man's dead, so we can move past that date. Let's move now on to who's culpable for his death.
Yes.
And that's what we're looking at from this point. Not just that, the act of justice and where the money goes. See, because for all we know, we got to remember the same man that's stand to collect anywhere between 50 to $100 million over the next 5 years from that death. It's the same man that's partnered and brothered with the same people that's fighting other people in this so-called media. And it's all connected, bro. And this is what they do. We had our foot on their neck just a couple days ago. Now this happened. Now our whole focus on something that happened rather than what's happening. And the people that's gaining from it is sitting here looking at us like entertainment, like a show.
Right.
The whole time, we already know there's no way in hell those same people consorted with Jay Prince before this happened, bro. So Jay Prince put collateral damage out. When in reality, he didn't know how to react. If he didn't have nothing to do with it, he was confused. So he should have reacted right away and expelled himself from any activity or involvement with it. Instead, he spoke as he spoke like he was a boss, trying to tell another nigga that you know from your town. That's what I was saying yesterday, Born. Like you from his city. You know who he is. You know what happened in your family. If you do something violate like this in his name, he had to get an okay, bro.
Both his sons was there and his brother was there.
Bro, he had to get an okay, bro.
Yeah.
People wasn't doing that. People wasn't doing that without permission, bro. That's my point.
Not at all.
And this dude, and the dude in the yellow hoodie was from their camp. You feel me? He's from their camp. Dude that was on the other side of Takeoff, he's from Mob Tie's camp.
Well, if you notice what they also said too, Jai, they said his job was to protect Jazz. That ain't had shit to do with them. That's what's so fucked up.
Man, my man said it was a lot of them there with guns though.
Yeah.
See, like everybody trying to my man said it was a lot of them, them other niggas with guns.
So you think them niggas just had a problem with your boy Quavo, maybe the way he was talking?
Nope. That was all predetermined before they even got there to the city.
I got you. That's a fact.
You hear me, bro? It don't work like that.
No,
it was
I know.
all predetermined before they got to the city, bro. They knew that on this day, this was going down. And we can act like we don't know. I know human reaction. Been around it my whole too much, bro. Been in the street since I was 13. I know how people react to certain shit, from being punched to being shot. And when a nigga gets shot and them shots going off, bro, everybody don't be having no calm reaction. Niggas know what they doing. The niggas that's doing it know what they doing. The niggas that don't know what's happening react the same way Quavo ran all the way down the damn the balcony and left his nephew because he didn't know what happened. He ran from the shots. See,
well, and then also,
that lets you know it's premeditated, bro.
Let's look at it this too. And I was talking to somebody, and they supposed to be doing something on, not quite like this, but they asked me this. They said, sit around like you said, and we blame the low grass folks or what we call the folks that the big folks give money
Right.
to. But let's be
Right.
honest here. Somebody was telling me something, and I never looked at it from that way. And they supposed to go deep on it, so I ain't gonna give too much of information. But it messed me up. They said this. They said we always looking at everything else, but if you look at it. One of the odd videos that came out, which I didn't look at it, and I'm starting to look at it different, is the fact that why did your boy JD show that video of them going? Why is it all the time you see these rappers that go through JD and get this jury, they end up gone? Then you say Duke the jeweler went down there to deal with people. He end up gone, but nobody talks about the little JD guy. He's actually bigger than, think about it. He's bigger than Rap a Lot. Johnny is bigger than Rap a Lot. Let's be honest. People ain't looking at it from that point of view. I mean, there's a lot of players involved.
Hold on, what Johnny are you talking about?
I'm talking about
Johnny got his
Johnny.
foot.
Oh yeah,
he got his foot in the game.
Johnny. From
He got his
all
foot in
of
the
it, you
game,
think
but-
about it. But listen, bro, you can have 5 rappers in that motherfucking store. They still ain't got more money than JD. He knows everybody. Think about it. He's the first person that knows who comes into the city. They come to spend money. We got to start looking at all the players in the game.
What to Johnny D, he would have, like, it don't benefit him. You understand what I'm saying? This is my point. Like when Takeoff is dead, his death has a value, a financial value.
Correct,
a commercial value.
But say for instance, you owe, because a lot of those rappers don't own their jewelry outright, so that's insurance on that.
We talking about dudes though. We talking about dudes though that are buying jewelry and is being given jewelry as well, because a lot of jewelers give jewelry at a discounted price or give it to artists in order for their jewelry to be shown and promoted and marketed. So when we look at him, he would get more money from Takeoff alive than he would get from Takeoff being dead. That's my point.
But wouldn't he be considered like a coin, a culture vulture, because he doesn't shop with his people over there, and because I know that, I've been down there, you know that, Boy. He don't go over there and shop over there in the Chinatown district. He stays in the hood. So wouldn't you consider him a culture vulture?
Well, that's according to that neighborhood. That's my point. Like we got in your neighborhood right now. You got Arab, UK, people from the UK, the Arabs, and now the Costa Rican or the Dominican has all the corner stores in our communities. See, like we are the American dream. When people dream about coming to America and benefiting, they dream about coming here and getting all of their necessities to succeed in this economy from us. So Johnny is just doing what everybody else is doing. When I'm talking about a power player, though, we're talking about the guys behind the curtain that own
that's
the
what
labels.
I'm saying. But think about this, John. They all got a starter kit. They all got POs. You know, as a businessman, if you have a customer and you have a PO, okay, just like if the rap industry, it's only certain jewelers that they go to. But if you made it and you made it to the elite, everybody goes to JD. My thing is this: we don't look at him like that because he's this little small. He's this little small guy that laughs all the time, but we all know there ain't nobody, even my wife she says, hey, nobody, small Asian guy ain't that humble, dog. He's a strong businessman. You cannot say he ain't he ain't just a nice guy all the time. Nice guys finish last. This motherfucker got
like when
$1
we look at him,
billion business off of black folks.
When we look at him, he's not the objective. To my point, what I'm saying in this incident, you feel me? Like he's an existing factor. He's just one of the guys there. You know, like Pitbull and his family, they got the diamond industry locked in the South. You feel me?
Exactly.
That's because you know he got that connect Yang, I think isn't he Vietnamese or something like that? He's not even
Vietnamese.
Chinese or Japanese. You feel me? So they have to connect in order to serve our people to extract the money from it. Now, in the meantime, the guy that connected Johnny Dang to all of the people in that hood is Prince. See, look, bro, for the last 30-some years, I know ever since I first went to Houston on tour in '94, bro. That's the first time I've been to Houston. And I was in the music industry. Jay Prince was the boss down there then. He had Rap-A-Lot Records. He had Ghetto Boys. He had all of them. You feel me, bro? So it wasn't, he was already an executive then. And we were like, damn, back then he was a few years older than us. So we was like, yo, he got it going. He's the man.
MBK,
so
peace,
and it was always respect. So to see this stuff now, almost 30 years later, is crazy. Because yo, how you allow that to happen, bro, if you didn't make it happen?
Right.
See? We ain't looking at the obvious.
And a Jeweler ain't gonna have nothing to do with it because Jeweler want to mess up his money anyway.
Right. It's more beneficial for Offset to be alive than it is for him to be dead.
No, totally get it. But I'm saying, think about this. All right, if I want the drop, if I'm Junior, because Junior fucks with them, they family, right? Everybody know that Dang and them is basically family because they the H-Town biz, right? So if I wanted to know how much one a nigga spending, how much one that a nigga I can get a nigga for, because like you said, a lot of times it's mostly they credited. But I'm just saying, if you would have imagine if you wanted to do the back door on a nigga, you just have him call him. They're not thinking, oh, he would ever do that. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's just like, because they all connected. Again, you know, Johnny Dang ain't dealing. He dealing with us on a low level. But in order for him to make real money, man, he on something different. I'm just saying, let's look at, when we say players, let's not just think about the rap industry. Let's think about who's connected to these CEOs that get the green light for them to get the credit.
You ate the last chicken sandwich?
Y'all still there?
Yeah, we here. Yeah.
Okay, bet. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because everybody got silent for a minute.
I'll wait for I had to go do something real quick. But yo, let me say something real quick too. That Johnny Dang thing, like I said, we can't put it on him, but what we can do, we can definitely put the weight on Jay Prince Senior.
Correct.
We can definitely put the weight on Jay Prince Senior because even how he said something about it, it's not like he was 100% guilty.
Right, but listen to like Santana, even Santana said, you gotta, man, I get what you're saying. That's like when we blame, right, when we blame the whole Young Thug thing, right? And everybody saying the Young Thug thing, man, them boys, them boys, and then we said, wait a minute, somebody's got to approve for them to be able to do that. And he's like, yeah. So then we realized it was the industry. But what I'm saying is the industry, when people meet Johnny Dang, bro, Johnny Dang has been established this long. Johnny Dang don't go over there. He don't deal with it. He deals with the hood. So again, he's just the little guy, the little small innocent guy that don't nobody even think nothing about it. But he got enough money. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that he would do that to fuck up no money, but I don't see him fucking up his bread. He got enough money. When they come to him, they're spending $30,000, $50,000, $100,000. It's packed in there all day. He's got 2 floors. He done rebuilt it. He built it off of rappers in the hood. He didn't build it off nowhere else.
Everybody do that though.
No doubt, man.
Like everybody do that, and that's the difference.
Yo, hold up. Yeah, we gotta check out this too. We gotta talk about this part too, right? Remember last year when NBA YoungBoy house got broken into?
Right.
And Jay Prince came up with the keys. He said, I got the keys to your what was it? Maybach or something like that?
Yeah,
And
Bentley Maybach, something like that.
It was the
Phantom,
Phantom, wasn't
man.
it?
I got the keys. Yeah, I got the keys to your Phantom. And he was like, come talk to me. We can talk about getting these keys back to you. And NBA Youngboy said, yo, check this out. I paid for my car straight cash. I got 2 keys. Keep that shit.
Yeah. He said I paid for my car cash. Rolls Royce already sent me another copy.
I get 2 copies.
That's called extortion right there. That's
he said he's like, and yo, and he told Jay Prince to eat a dick. He told that old nigga eat a dick.
He did tell him
that. Hey, Born,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it, right? My man sent it to me last night. Jay Prince got into an argument on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you look at one of those comments that he got, dude from his town, bro, they went at it.
I see that.
Yeah, my man.
Wait a minute, hold on, break it down because I don't know nothing about that. What happened?
I'm gonna pull up for you.
Yeah, the dude from his town was like, look, he said, you need to tell your sons that. Like, in other words, your sons are the ones that did it. And then that just started a whole neighborhood argument, and niggas was on there, like the hood, Houston. Like, bro, they got his head on, bro. They got, man, look, they won.
But see, that go back to what Born said, and a lot of niggas say that's from the H. They'll tell you in a minute, like, nigga, he don't run shit. We just see it because it's on camera most of the time.
Man, my man was like, look, y'all got my number. Y'all know who I am. Y'all know my block. Nigga, don't step foot out here.
But don't come outside. Star Walker's he documented for acting a fool. That's why he told them niggas, nigga, I live here. I know you niggas ain't what y'all claim y'all is. I let you.
We got this black dime. Nah, the world need answers. What y'all stand for alone is corny and not God's work. So I don't respect it at all. Y'all knew it. Y'all been knew this ain't the first time this has happened around y'all. That's the energy that y'all really carry, and it shows. So miss me with the BS. That was a chick saying something to him. Hold up. What's the other guy's name?
That's your
Wack 100. Wack 100 was like, I felt your words, brother. The truth can never be considered disrespect. Wack 100 was kissing ass. He just was talking shit about it, right?
See, something ain't right. Somebody's. Why would he get on there and say, I understand that when he was the one that called him out?
Hey, Prince is a goofy, somebody said. Oh, shit, hold up. Ain't nobody trying to read that Malcolm Martin Luther King Jr. speech. Folks want to see what you stand on.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. Because they don't preach, they don't push the peace. They ain't preaching peace. They ain't doing none of that shit. They mob. His son said, "I created," and that's why I ain't got nothing against it. I just don't like is that he be trying to sound all kind of monotone, like I can push the button and end the world type nigga. Ain't nobody. Nigga, you ain't known for. I bet, man. Look here, when that nigga was in jail.
Here we go. Right here. I'm talking to you. The guy is ELB whatever. I'm talking to you as a father that lost a son last year. This ain't it. I find it hard to believe the Don of Houston and Jay Prince respect wasn't in attendance. It was your birthday, 10/31/1964. Happy belated birthday, brother. You wasn't there and don't know what happened or haven't seen the videos from the establishment. Your mob ties. Man, if you ain't connected, hold up. If you ain't connected with the police and judges, quick act like you're the damn mob. You're just a cat with some money and a few goons. That's it. Your
I like
son
that.
was planning to do. He walked past his guests like he didn't even know them. This happens on your family's watch. You have blood on your hands, and your son has tarnished your family's name. It's a reckoning for everything, and this will not be smoothed over with soothing words. Somebody is going to answer for it because it was too much blatant disrespect before and after the fact. Arguing with your guests and your guests arguing with y'all, but you let me guess. Hold up. You let me guess. But you let her argue with child. But you let me guess. You can't control what the next man do.
Hey, Born.
Yo, these little niggas was loved, man. I don't think people getting this, how drastic this situation is, bro. Like this ain't ain't gonna fly over. Man, these bulls is about to make history, bro. Like these bulls was truly loved out here.
They might have been the biggest
And
band since the Beatles or some shit, yo.
No, for real, bro. For real. Like,
yo, I'm gonna tell you.
Still got that post up, Born?
What post?
It's a dude. It's a dude on Jay Prince joint named Flower Boy Lito. Flower Boy Lito. Yeah, he said he told him talk to your sons because they think it's you. They think they you, right? And then when he said that, the whole Houston chimed in, bro, and they started. They started saying everything.
Oh, Flower Boy Lito. Talk to your sons because they think
it was Jay Prince's nephew that was the one arguing and fighting with Quavo. Everybody there started giving their own little testimony.
Oh,
word up. And they start arguing on there, but then niggas, then the other kid come back and tells him the other kid that comment next, he come back and tell him, look, we already know what's happening. Now you're gonna see what's gonna happen. And he's saying that to Jay Prince. Because they all of these kids, they don't even know Jay Prince like that. It's his sons. Everybody's got a problem with his sons, bro. And it was his nephew that was standing there talking to that started the argument with Quavo.
Oh, okay.
Where are they getting all these mob ties from? Didn't these boys grow up rich? Like where y'all ain't come from the ghetto, the slums?
Just look at the name, mob ties. Where do we get our example of how we live from? We get it from white people, and we're following that design. And that design is what we glorify. So instead of us calling it that what it is, black power, black movement, you got to give the credit to a white man by assimilating what the white man done gave you, which is the mob. But the mob don't got power in the light. The mob got power in the dark.
Exactly.
These niggas ain't mobsters, bro.
And that's what they say. That's why I say I don't get the name mob ties. Like y'all didn't come up
because you want to be seen. You want to be feared like that.
Y'all grew up rich and coddled. Y'all were rich little kids. Y'all wasn't out.
Y'all was in the street like us out there having to grind for your money, having to put your life on the line for your money. Y'all daddy was putting a silver spoon in your mouth, maybe a silver dick in your asshole.
So now y'all grown with money. Y'all gangster. No, that don't work like that.
Now y'all gotta understand something though. When you are us, like all of us that's been in the street that got kids, bro, it's a hard job to quell that part of you out of your children to prevent them from following the same steps, regardless of whether they've been built for it or not, regardless of the environment or not, because that's you and your children look up to you. So just right now,
let me say something real quick, John. And first of all, for everybody up here, fuck blaming the white man. It ain't the white man that's doing this. It's us killing each other. Fuck that. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. These white men ain't doing shit to us, but giving us money and we letting that shit go to our fucking heads. And we killing our brothers over fucking change. I'd rather be broke. I'd rather be hold up. I'd rather be broke. I'd rather be broke before I watch any of my brothers die. I'd rather be sleeping in the fucking slums.
Come on, preach, King.
I'm tired of y'all niggas, man.
Preach, King.
And then you got all these rich motherfuckers running around like they fucking hood niggas. You're not a hood nigga.
Right. That's the shit that's embarrassing. That's the embarrassing part.
They get rich and want to act broke. They get rich.
Nah, man, nah. That came from the heart, King. I respect that. I'm the same way.
It's real tough.
We can't absolve the hidden hand from his activity, because if it wasn't for that, they wouldn't have this platform to function like this on. They're not just the average nigga in the hood. When you get what you got, you connected to something that's outside of the hood. And that's the problem, and that's the point. These same motherfuckers on the outside benefit from everything. Now, whether Jay Prince trying to get to that level and get what they've been getting, following their example, we can't deny that they don't exist. We got to start acting like men and women in our own community. That's the point of accountability. But when a person chooses to step out and live in them streets, remember, it's a big difference between being in the hood and being street. You live in a lifestyle, they're not living that lifestyle, or they're trying to live that lifestyle with money. And when you live in that lifestyle with money, shit like this happen because you need money from it. Now, who getting paid from this shit? And when you look at it, Jay Prince, go follow the money. Jay Prince was tired of they damn distributing.
Yeah, because
think
about this too, and I tell,
cute quality control music and Mob Top Records.
Well, I tell everybody this, Joe. That's the reason why I use this, and this is for these fake ass rappers and wannabe hood niggas like us. My title, I copyrighted it. It's on my clothing line. Everybody's not built for the streets. That's why they made sidewalks.
True.
That's my saying. I've been saying it since I've been in the streets. Everybody's not built for the streets. That's why they made sidewalks.
Hey, Cross, if you're over 40 years old, Cross, you didn't come from being in the street for image. Bro, I left home. I was homeless at the age of 13. I was in the street because I had to survive. Like, niggas are in the street for image. And so it's different. Like, we speaking about it from our point of understanding and experience, which means we have integrity. We know what is and what isn't. We can discern what's real and what's not. They can't because they're following and pursuing an image.
Good point.
Let's think about image needs finance to uphold.
Let's think about
as long as you got the finance, you can keep the image. As long as you got the image, you can keep the finance. And niggas is doing this just like the bully in the neighborhood. He got an image. And he benefit from the image. Because when niggas see him coming, they got a fear of something that didn't even happen to him yet. So the same psychology is being played out in different mannerisms. So when we're looking at what's going on now, it's just young boys trying to do old man shit. And they got an OG over them, bro, that's not really over them. Because ain't no way in hell my son going to authorize a hit on another man that would cause me hell, bring bloodshed to my family, bro. And I'm that type of a boss. Like something wrong with that, unless you authorize that.
And I think it would. And I think
somebody gonna get paid from this man's death.
Yeah, and I think it hit harder. It hit harder because it's takeoff. I think that's the way shit had to be. If it was the other ones, they'd have been like, "Oh, they was out there." But it's this man right here that everybody like, "Whoa, bro!" It's like that family member. You get that call and be like, "Nah, not them. Nah, dog. They don't do shit to nobody." And that's what I'm saying. It's like this is the attention. It's a shock. It's more of a. You know, this one is different too, because he's not on there portraying he gonna do something to a nigga. He ain't been beefing with a nigga. He just been another black man in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Because we were talking about
he was at the right place.
Talking about the energy yesterday,
for somebody else benefit.
Yo, we was talking about the energy yesterday. The energy that you put out is what you're gonna get back.
Exactly.
So we like the music.
Or the company that you keep of the energy.
True.
Hey, Crow. Hey, bro, in the panel and even in the audience, I got a question, right? Why are black people, what's this thing, right? What black people been doing for the last 10, 15 years, sticking their middle finger up in every video and every picture and everything.
No, bro, real.
Like, who are you saying fuck you to? So we got to look at the mentality of our people, bro. So when you doing that in every video and every picture, you got women, men, and children, bro, sticking their middle finger up, talking about that's the new thing. It's like the peace sign, missing the point of fingers. See, it's deep. Like, look at our mentality, and then we questioning this shit. Nah, man, we got to be more accountable to our behavior, bro. Because when you stick your middle finger up at me or anyone else, that means fuck you. That means I have a mentality or an idea of your demise. I don't give a fuck about you. Now, when we start doing that to be cool and everybody's doing it, see, in your brain, the same that you hit the other finger because that's the finger pulling the trigger. And niggas ain't looking at that,
check this out too. This like Preacher and his son.
That's real right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like Preacher and his son. Preacher from Harlem, the black boogeyman Preacher, and how he turned on his son, and how he snitched on his son and his daughter.
Yeah,
and he's supposed to be the boss, and he was doing all that killing, all that mayhem. But with push came to shove, he turned them in. He turned everybody else in. And he still was never come home. And what's up? Hold on, one more thing I want to say. You got to think about Duke the Jeweler. Duke the Jeweler was with Jay Prince Jr. too, and Jazz Jr. too. When he got killed that day, he was just leaving them. So
this gonna make an indictment, right? This right
Yeah,
here.
Prince there when Jeweler got here too, right?
Yeah, when Jeweler got killed, robbed and killed, he was there.
Oh man, this nigga, bro.
It was the same thing. He was invited
when
to
Hassan was talking about
game.
you got to be grimy, slick, and sneaky. There's you've been in prison, I've been in prison, and there's been an old metaphorical riddle or joke about men. And when you're a teenager, you love to play basketball. When you get older and you're 25 years old, you would rather play softball or baseball. When you get 30 years old to 40 years old, you'd rather go play tennis with people that got money. When you get 50 plus to 60, you're going to play golf. Point is, the older you get, the smaller your balls get. So the younger you are, the more brave and ignorant courage you got. The older you get, the more wiser you get because you get more fear from experience. And we all know that all the shit that we done been through, it'll be foolish for us to go out here in the street, go to war physically for nothing and get killed. Because now everything that we done did and everything that we done got a reputation for goes to naught. However, when you're young, you'll do anything to get that reputation that the OG got. So when we look at our culture and the kids, bro, you got men with money directing their children with the same mentality as niggas in the street. And it don't work like that, because when you do something like that, you affect the greater good, the greater whole. And we have to start addressing those factors as a culture instead of saying, oh man, another good one gone. We just said that about PNB Rock. Nick was just saying, my son was just crying about Nick, bro, just 2 years ago. Like, just think what's happening to us, bro, and how our children are becoming desensitized to the same old shit. So all they're going to do is grow up and kill another nigga and never look at the real enemy that's pulling the strings. We got to address that nigga. Got to address that nigga.
I never heard that before. I like that little, not little, because it definitely wasn't little, that analogy about the older you get, the smaller your balls get. I never heard it put like that. I never heard it put like that before.
Yeah, that's real.
Never heard it. That was heavy right there, bro. Damn. I never heard it put like that. I'm sitting here thinking that shit got me. Like, damn.
Yo, hold on, 1 second. Hold on, all y'all like, subscribe, and share, because we give y'all some truth to this morning. Early,
you get some real truth. Yeah, and I like that about that middle finger, man.
Yeah,
I like that about
I just booked my plane ticket. You feel me? To Memphis, Tennessee. I got to go to Memphis, Tennessee, bro, with my son to defend him. You feel me? My son got a charge in Memphis, Tennessee while being on tour, and the nigga got shot at his show, and they tried to blame their whole entourage, bro. So I'm going through that hell, watching niggas keep on doing the same old stuff, bro. While it's all I try to do in my life to get my son away from that world. My son grew up talented, bro. Now he fighting the charge that they trying to put on him. And down south, you know, they don't play that shit down south.
They don't play that there.
So when I get on here, bro, and I build with my brothers, I'm a 52-year-old man, and I've been through a lot of shit. And I'm tired of seeing us go through shit but act still stupid to the nigga that's sitting behind the curtain. No, it's hard out here, bro. And we keep doing this bullshit to ourselves, but somebody got us on this path. Somebody already done made the highway that we're driving on.
Yep.
My point is when we gonna stop driving on this shit, bro, and create our own lane?
We gotta switch the energy, man. We gotta switch the energy, bro. We putting like this music is putting out some foul. I be telling niggas all the time, this music is putting out foul energy in our communities, man. It's like I've been preaching that for about 10 years now. That's why I switched up my music. That's why I switched up my whole life. I got up out the streets. I got away from certain type of niggas I wasn't supposed to be. You have to do it yourself. Every man for themselves, they gotta do it for themselves, man. If we keep on going the same path with this music, I'm telling you, bro, it's not gonna ever change, bro.
I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all remember NWA came out? Oh, peace, Queen of Yak, peace.
Peace.
Grand Rising.
Peace, Queen.
Go ahead, say what you said.
We just changed the word. You hear me? Christian?
Let the Queen
that word.
Myself.
Nigga to devil.
Queen Lady Act. Go ahead and speak. Parcel. Queen Leah, go ahead and speak real quick.
Hi, I was just supporting the channel. You know, I'm kind of overwhelmed because I've been on different stages all week about this topic. I remember when waking up and seeing the news, and I was just like, nah, this can't be true, you know, because that guy seemed so, Takeoff seemed so humble and respectful and like chill, you know what I mean? It's just unfortunate, and condolences to all of us who has, you know, lost loved ones through senseless situations. It's just crazy, you know?
Right.
Yeah. But go ahead, John.
That's hey boy, I just wanted to build on what the guy Christown was building on. Like, we just need to change the word from nigga to devil and enemy. When we do that, we'll be able to identify the black devil that's in the community as well as the white devil that controls society. We'll be able to identify the enemy there in our community, like the enemy outside of our community. And then when stuff like this start to happen, the people in the community will be proactive instead of reactive. And black people have been made to be reactive because that's what a slave is. You wait for something to happen, then you wait for someone to tell you what to do, or you complain about what wasn't done. And that's how our brain is. So the first thing we got to do is change the language. And the language is go from saying the word nigga in all of our music to saying devil and enemy. And our children will start changing overnight because music is a language. And that's how they've been tricking us ever since the days of Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible. You use music to hypnotize the people, put them in a trance. And while we jigging and shaking our ass,
I
they out there building
believe you're
empire.
right. I believe you're right, but then again, you're also incorrect because a lot of people that are not rappers, that are content creators, because I observe everybody. I'm in several lanes in the entertainment, right? And I noticed they speak on rappers, and I'm like, wait, I'm a rap artist, but I got 2 degrees, but I'm an executive, a CEO, a producer, director, actress. So my point that I'm making is that I don't think all of it is the music. I think a lot of this shit is the culture. And it's like it's some shit that will change. I believe we actually cursed as a culture, to be keeping 100. And I'm a big time supporter of black men, but I noticed that black men really don't support women, and it makes me think like, do I give up on the black man as a woman? Because these black men, they don't really support women like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't
My
know.
sister,
You know what I
the
mean?
black men are just males.
Point up. In fact, now, Cypher, the guys and the kings always support black women. I don't know that. See, I'm gonna tell you something. You're on the West Coast, I know that. I'm gonna keep it real with you. A lot of them Cali dudes don't respect black women. Period. Don't respect women. Period. That's why that whole shit came from. That Cali shit. They don't respect women.
Right. Since hip hop has always been the conscious culture. As a matter of fact, that the word hip hop, the phrase hip hop, means hip, to be conscious, to be aware. Hop is forward movement, and we had a conscious movement in the 70s into the 80s. If you notice, all the older artists that's 40 and older in the industry, they're all educated, high school or college graduates. In the 90s, they introduced what we call gangster rap. And the West Coast was used as the platform to create that type of genre within our culture. So hip hop, cursing, you curse in order to speak badly to someone to prevent a physical altercation or as a discipline. So when we cursing for nothing, that becomes a culture of misguided information, misguided emotion, because you're cursing not to penalize, but to create an image of superiority or authority. So when we look at hip hop, the music has shaped our functionality. When in the 80s, hip hop was about a conscious movement. You rapping about either Islam or social awareness. And we had a movement against anything bad that happened from Euphis Hawkins on down. So now everybody's shaking their ass when something bad is happening, because all they're being taught is nigga, nigga, kill, nigga, nigga, kill. But if we were saying white man die or devil die, they had to stop that, because we were changing the way we were and started focusing on our own selves. Now we're focused on money, sex, and drugs. And right now we're dealing with more deaths in the last 3 years in hip hop than we have had in 30 years. So something's wrong, and somebody's promoting it, and our children aren't just born thinking like this. Someone influences, shapes, and molds their faction of thinking. And hip hop is a key element because music is a key part of our culture. It's the only thing we got that white people really don't interject on, but have control of.
But they
Yeah, I just want to
interject
say, I just want to say,
self-destruction. Now is
And we love our
destruction
sister.
I
itself.
feel like a lot of rap music is violent. A lot of rap music is self-destructive. But you know what I'm saying? I'm a serious hip hop fanatic, so I can touch any basis when it comes down to hip hop. I grew up off of Pac, obviously in the 90s, but a lot of my favorite music artists and actors and shit come from the East Coast. Shout out to
Pac is
50
from the
Cent.
East Coast. Pac is from the East Coast.
We know we're not gonna hey, we're not gonna go there right now. We're not
Pac
gonna
is East
go there.
Coast.
We're not going there right now.
So, but it's the
What I'm
truth.
trying to say, can I say what I'm
Sis-
trying to say is what I'm trying to say, when I grew up in the 90s, I listened to everything that was hot in the 90s. That's from Pac to DMX to Dr. Dre to Snoop to Jadakiss, whatever. Shout out to Jadakiss too. I like him because he's conscious. But the point I'm making is that a lot of that shit I wasn't supposed to be listening to as a little kid. I wasn't supposed to be listening to no Pac and DMX and shit. But it was around. But I don't think it's all blamed on the music. I think just a lot of this shit is the black men. They supposed to be our leaders and stuff. And it's not just West Coast. I love West Coast and East Coast. Fuck all that. You feel me? Because I think it's just like the social media. Maybe it's that because a lot of shit has changed with the social media. Because I'm a newer person to like really being a content creator, and I learned it's kind of demonic. Like it makes you want to like put on this certain image. I watch people on this social media a lot. That's what I believe.
All right.
Okay, my question.
Hold on 1 second. Somebody said, did the mall have surveillance cameras or not? Yeah, the mall probably did, but the mob ties people, they own the place.
Right.
And the mall cameras won't be released.
Right. And also to the follow-up with the sister, what she was saying, like she was saying about how the men, and we agree on that. Now, my question too, on the flip side, what do you think about these new age women artists that are portraying this more of engaging of this sexual activity? Because they're part of the balance too.
To keep it 100, because I'm not a biased person. You feel me? Like I said, I probably support men actually more than women. But I support all.
Right.
But I don't do a lot of shit. My shit, and that's what people. Something is static in the background. I can hear.
Yeah. Cross. Kriston, mute your mic real quick. Can you drop her?
Yeah, I just did.
So what I was going to say, Kings, is that if you listen to my music, and I'm not here just to promote my music, but people love it worldwide, and they love it all cultures. I know how to spice my shit up without saying I'm gonna go pop somebody. You feel me? I know how to make my shit still hip hop and hardcore and down to earth without saying shake your pussy and all this type of shit. So I think it depends on your mind, you feel me, and how you write. Like a lot of these niggas that's artists, that's idiots in general. I'm saying in general, because they be incriminating themselves, and it's like, why would you say this and do this? Like, but I think that's because of the era I come from. We didn't have cameras and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was really head up phase and shit. It wasn't everybody having a gun and all this type. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy to me.
It's a part of that history that the part of that history that you're speaking on. There was a transition, and in the beginning, hip hop was strictly to let the world know what white people were doing wrong to us in the black community. Then white people found a way to commercialize it, and when they did that, they began choosing who was going to say what, and they took out the skill and the culture of hip hop, and they made it rap music or the rap music industry. Prior to that, you had to battle to prove yourself to be qualified to even be heard in the industry at all. That has been taken away by access to wealth, by disruption of culture, and we sold the culture for money, sex, and drugs. And that's
So
where we are.
ultimately, at the end of the
acceptance.
day, it comes down to black people selling black people out, just like we did 500 years ago in Angola. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you see, here's the issue. The issue is, as a people right now in 2022 in America, in capitalistic Western society, we're starting to feel what having no community feels like when it's a hot day outside. We're starting to all feel, both men and women, when we start to say defund the police and then niggas start shooting up the neighborhood, we start feeling how hot it is outside when the police decide that they don't want to come help us anymore. We have to serve ourselves as our own people. We start realizing that we don't have any infrastructure. We start realizing that we don't have anything tangible to actually form a subset or some sort of community of progress, crip, right? We don't have anything going on right now. So when we see these things happen, we're like, damn, they're taking out the biggest and the best of us. Then they're taking out the small people too in the neighborhoods on a day-to-day basis, because niggas aren't at gun ranges practicing how to aim. They're taking out kids too. There's nowhere else for black people to turn to in 2022. And it's going to be that way going forward, because you know what? Everybody else is getting tired of it too. We don't even like niggas. To be fair and honest with you, black men don't even black men don't even like. You know how many times I walk down the street and I say, "What's up, brother?" and the brother don't even say nothing to me. I'm like, damn, bro, niggas don't even like niggas, bro.
Your accent is
Johnny, salute,
where are you
bro.
from? His accent is super proper. I'm trying to figure out where you from.
I appreciate you. I was born in Texas, but I lived most of my life in Michigan.
No wonder. No wonder.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my whole 32.
We have to address the undergirding factor, bro. And the undergirding factor is that there's a constant enemy that's working to undermine and undo any progress that black people make towards independence. And they first start
it's not about black people, bro. It's not about somebody undermining black people. No. Black people. No, because this is the issue. Y'all keep putting the boogeyman on white people. It is not the white man who's the boogeyman. The only boogeyman in the black community is the black man.
That's why I came up. I knew this nigga was up here on this cool shit.
Hold on, my brother. If that's the case, we have to at some point be accountable for ourselves, and we can't act as if just because the boogeyman that really exists. See, if the boogeyman didn't exist, we wouldn't be calling him a boogeyman.
Nah, bro. See,
get this nigga out of here, man.
See, y'all the exact reason why this issue today. Y'all
you
keep
get out of here.
Because you call it coon shit.
Yeah, you come up here on the Sambo shit.
What we want to do is address the brother so we can teach him, because
ain't no teaching these type of dudes.
Oh yes, there is, because I believe he's a seeker of knowledge. And because of that, we can dialogue in order to get the proper understanding to what's misunderstood.
Somebody echo. They got to turn on their back.
All I'm saying is that the brother has to understand that as much as it is our finger pulling the trigger, it's not our mind controlling the body. And until black people be responsible and courageous enough to address the enemy, the real initial enemy, we'll stop being enemies to ourselves, because we wasn't just born as the only people on the planet that got this interior self-hate as a constant genetic disease. We're not the only people. We're the only people born like that and functioning like that because somebody got us moving like that. So until we address him, bro, let's stop acting as if we just functioning on our own authority, because we don't produce food, clothing, and shelter for ourselves ever since Angola to America. So let's be real with ourselves and responsible as men, so we could be accountable as men and stop allowing our communities to be controlled by outside influence and then taking responsibility.
Now, Jay, you saw how quick they kicked me out when I was trying to spit facts and they called it coon. That's the issue. You see that? That's the issue right there. That's the issue.
Let's be brothers first. Let's be brothers first.
Right. Please, let's be respectful. We all kings on this panel. Let's please be respectful. That's the problem. We gotta build together.
I can't.
I'm out, y'all. I'll talk y'all later.
I can't stand when people come up and they misinformed on things and they actually disrespect our people. This is the thing. Number one, there was no black people in Angola and in West Africa. They wasn't black people. They were tribes that had different cultures, different names, the same as whites and people all over the world. Nobody sold nobody. Those people wasn't the same people. We got to know our history. We got to know what we're talking about when we're talking. So that's out. There was no black people in Angola. Number two, our people, since we've been here, have been under the constraints of this system.
Black dysfunction has been profitable for everybody. We've been killing each other in these inner cities, these killing fields, these inner cities that we was relegated to for the last 50 years. These people been killing us for the last 400 years. Most our people are disenfranchised. We didn't get free all the way up until 1970. So, like I said, we've been fighting to redevelop our minds and against this damn system. So, are we killing each other in these inner cities? Absolutely, absolutely. Is that the majority of our people? No. No, but the nigga was made and manufactured in America by people that don't look like us. So what I'm saying is I don't like when our people get up here and they start talking about the white man ain't the boogeyman. First of all, most of our people suffer from fracatosis, acute white affinity syndrome. We don't like ourselves because we've been conditioned not to like ourselves. We didn't make up that term, nigga. That was something that was given to us and we've been conditioned. So they wrote in their writings, and King Leopold, if you put this on and they would take them 300 years to get themselves out of these mentally constraints. P.W. Balfour said the same thing in South Africa on how to break a nigga.
Epic Ray, let me ask you something.
Wait, hold on, I'm landing my plane. So
let me ask you a question.
I'm landing my plane. I'm done here. 30 seconds. So all I'm saying is this: when we say epic rant, right? We got to look at in these inner cities that we live in, that we've been relegated to from the South, who benefits economically from it, and are economically elite. How come they don't even work together to build anything because they don't even like each other? It's mental conditioning. So that talk that you talk, you talk as if you're the elite. How many black men are you working with?
Oh my God, bro! 30 seconds, bro. Are you done? All right, listen. I'm not even saying I disagree with some of your points, bro. I agree with some of your points, bro. All right, you're not done. Go ahead.
I'm not talking. I'm done.
Oh, it's your echo. My bad.
Can I please interject on what Larry said really briefly? That's the word I was looking for, conditioned, because I use it a lot of times cursed, but we've been conditioned for so long, and I'm actually a black female that actually made it out the hood of almost 20 years ago. You feel me? So most of my neighbors are elites and entertainers and Caucasian and all cultures,
Somebody's phone's echoing. It's echoing. We got an echo.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Well, somebody's still echoing somewhere.
Yo, if you're not talking, just put your mic on mute.
Yeah.
So like he was saying, like the brother was saying, a lot of us have. I'm gonna go out and come in, okay? Put the link up.
All right, so here's what I wanted to say. All right, I just want to say this. Damn, somebody's echoing.
Hold on. Who got the YouTube on the background? Hello? All right, it's good now. Hello? No, it's not. Somebody echoes. Somebody got the YouTube on the background. Hey, Mecca, turn off your YouTube.
I don't have my YouTube.
You see what I mean? Like, we can't even come together and turn off and have good audio quality on YouTube. We're talking about taking over capitalistic endeavors. Man, y'all tripping. Let me say this. I wanted to say something, Jay. I agree with some of the stuff that you said. The problem is this, though, bro. The problem is this. Damn, the echo's throwing me off, bro. What the fuck?
Let me see. Something.
Hey, yo, can I join? Yo.
Everybody got to mute up.
Yeah, hold on.
Hey, yo, what's up?
All right, I think it's good now. It is what it is. All right, so check it out, Jay. I agree with some of the points that you're saying, bro. I know that it is conditioning. I'm not saying we haven't been conditioned, but let me ask you a question. And this is where I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. This is where the issue comes in. I'm not saying we haven't been conditioned, y'all. We definitely have. But why is it that we were the ones that were able to be conditioned for 400 and 500 years? Ask yourself that question, yo. Why is it that we were the ones that are in the books as being slaves and not Asians, not Latinos, not white people?
Hold on a second.
I'm just saying, why is it us?
One second. John, that's you. You got to come in and come back out. You echoing, John. Yeah, all right, go ahead, y'all speak.
I was gonna say, first off,
I listen to everybody. Let me say something. Okay, this topic is about this young man that lost his life in a tragic way. Okay, that is what this topic is about. So how did we get to it's the white man fault?
Yeah, like that was
when
crazy.
We definitely
and switching topics.
How did the topic switch?
No, it's all a part of it because we're talking about the conditioning of black people. It's all a part of it.
That's not a part of it.
You said it was about the conditioning of black people through the hip hop, but by white people. That's why we're talking about white people right now. You said that white people took over hip hop and reconditioned us. That's why we're talking about white people.
You talking about white
No,
people.
you are the one that.
So guys,
Man, get this dude out of here, man.
Hey, yo, listen, hello?
He broke
I
up
just
the whole
want to know
bill. We hear the
because
bill.
I watch y'all, Ja and Cross. I watch y'all on the regular. I've never, even when y'all agree to disagree, I have never seen y'all react the way y'all are reacting when the topic is that this 28-year-old boy lost his life over something senseless, and that Duke the jeweler dude was with the same people when he got killed, and we gonna sit up here and not figure out how us as black people gonna come together and put a stop to this. We rather spend our time, our energy, and our knowledge on what you two going back and forth with. It has nothing to do with what we need to do to clean up our community. We need to clean up our community. We need to stop depending on the white man. We need to stop looking for a superhero because it ain't coming. The superhero is us. Us.
Facts.
So I
Can I answer that?
You can't be superheroes when everybody's acting like they're a victim.
Man, get this dude out of here,
Nah,
man.
everybody's acting like a victim, bro.
Hello.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, I was going to say, respect to the queen that was speaking, but all this does still tie into the culture, and it's a good topic because
But contradicts what I just said. Boy, and I'm out because but contradicts what I just said, and I'm not speaking on nothing. I'm talking about us as a people. We need to stop this, come together, recondition our thinking so we can conquer.
This don't make no sense.
We either gonna keep complying with they shit, or we gonna keep complaining, or we gonna come up with a resolution.
So what I was saying,
You said it right there.
We know now. We know
but
what
it's not that simple though. I don't think it's that simple, Queen. Like I said, I'm a person that grew up in poverty in the hood down the street from Compton in Watts. And when I moved out, then my life changed. You understand?
New York in the 70s when it was burnt down.
Sis, let her bill. Sis, let her bill.
Who, me or the other lady? Me?
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah.
So shout out to, like I said, shout out to everybody really quickly from New York, because over 60% of my friends is from New York. But back to what I was saying about both of these brothers were kind of making a point, but they don't realize that both of their opinions go together, because when you're stuck in the ghetto and the poverty in the hood, you don't have that many resources and that many options. But once you make it out, see, I was bused out to a high school that was away from the hood. My high school when I grew up was next door to the projects. So I was bused out far out to Hollywood High, and that's when I, learned different cultures and languages and arts and electives and stuff like that. So when I come back to the hood, I was getting immune to a different society, and that's when I discovered arts. Art does a lot. That's why I don't knock rap, because it's art, and it takes your mind. Actually, rap saved me from going to jail, prison. You know what I'm saying? Because the way you use your art, you can stay out of trouble. You don't have to get in trouble. It was an outlet for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what? Instead of beating this bitch up, let me go write a whole album. Let me go record an album. Let me go make a movie. You feel me?
You know what that did for you?
Hey, can I say something? Hello?
Parcel. Mecca. Let my man speak, because he was up here a long time.
Yeah, I was, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody. Good morning. I don't know where everybody's from. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Jersey. But I'm down North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody on the chat. Shout out to everybody in the boxes, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's my personal opinion. And it is what it is. It's our lifestyle, man. We come from a nothing, and we come from, as she said, poverty and everything. But it's a certain part of lifestyle that we obtain in life, and we reach a certain status certain things just gotta stop. But you can't tell a dope what to do. You know, everybody grown nowadays, even kids. Everybody want to be grown. Everybody want to be this, egos and all this type shit. Once that stop, that everything will stop. You know what I mean? Because you take somebody from poverty, you give them all these millions of dollars and all this type shit, or they potential how they went, and they got this money. You can't tell them nothing. You can't tell nobody nothing. So it's our mentality is within ourselves. When you start with self-discipline and things that you know that will take you off your focus and knock you off your angle, even your own circle. You know, your own circle sometimes will bring you down. You know what I mean? It will bring you down, just the energy. And that will also cause a lot of things to be gone. You know what I mean? A lot of things to be out the way, man. It's the change within you and change, who you around. Because all that energy right there is going to end up in the grave, or you're going to be in prison. And the only two options, especially if you're a black and a Latino man, come from the hood.
Fact.
You know? And when it's all said and done, it's sad because I just saw that damn interview before they came out, whatever. You know what I mean? And that's hard. And it's hurt for everybody around the world, especially hip hop. And as far as hip hop, they control the narrative. These crackers, they waving all these type of checks and putting all this bullshit out, and we sucker for that shit, man. We sucker for that shit for no question. They wave any little crumbs. They give us crumbs, and we take that shit like scavengers, and we think we top of the food chain. But they looking down at us like, look at this motherfucking monkey, man. Behind closed doors and shit, all that type shit. So all that shit we talking about, man, we could control the narrative by stopping that shit. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? We can control the narrative. We cannot let these motherfuckers wave all these checks. That's why they trying to knock Boosie. They trying to knock we go independent. We getting our own bread. We getting our own paper. If we could control that and not let the money, because 9 out of 10 it's the money, man. It's the money.
And I think you're right.
The money will definitely demonize your mind, man.
You're right.
It will demonize you, man.
You gotta understand, a lot of people never had nothing, so they see that.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. That's the outcome. That's the outcome of the situation. What I'm saying.
I just want to say one quick thing that nobody has said. You gotta understand, like, this is not really our country, so it's kind of all a setup. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's deep.
The whole country. We the making owner the cream of the planet Earth. Father civilization, God.
That's what I mean, man.
We just don't run the country.
Yeah, we can control everything, man. Like you see how ants work in the county, yo. Hey, let me ask you something, yo.
Now, listen to what she said, though. She said this is not our country because this is not our company, and what we're missing out on is why we go back to the beginning and why we're talking about white people, because the whole social construct that we're functioning under has been put in play by them. I'll say it simply.
That's real.
Life is a game of chess. There's certain pieces of value and there's certain pieces that are expendable. Black people have never stood up and taken their rightful place in the world, so we have always been the board that the other pieces play chess on. Until we stand up against the game maker and make the game for ourselves, we'll keep playing the way they got the program going. And that's the conditioning that has been from the beginning. So our country is really a corporation, and we don't understand that we are the gross national product of this corporation.
We buy more anything.
Being a product and become a producer. We can't go for self until we have food, clothing, and shelter, and an independent activity of commerce for ourselves. Or we'll always, anyone that provides food, clothing, and shelter for you is your master, because he controls your life, your survival faction. And we got to stop being ignorant to that guy while building on ourselves. The only way we can change ourselves is addressing what the enemy has done to us. And if we're not going to address that, then we're going to keep on running around chasing our tails like the proverbial dog that's sitting there waiting for a bone.
We have
hold on 1 second. I want everybody. Listen,
addressing it over and
over. Listen. Everybody who's up here. Hold on 1 second. Everybody who's in here, like
addressing it.
That's what we are talking about. What's the
mic?
real?
One mic, y'all. Person at a time. One mic. One person at a time.
Check this out. Hold on 1 second. I want everybody. Hold on 1 second. I want everybody to like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. And if you want to donate, you can donate. But like, subscribe, and share. We try to make this. We try to blow this up to where we need to. Peace.
That's real. That's real. We need that.
Hey, Jay.
We've been given the example.
Can we get one speaker at a time, please? And not everybody trying to talk over each other, because it's kind of hard to understand. And I'm a little young. I'm a little younger than they, but I'm really trying to pick up, but I can't on everything because everybody's talking at one time.
Hey, let me go real quick so I can jump off. Hey, John, I want to apologize for cussing on your platform too. My bad. He got me turned up.
You good, guy?
Yeah, I just want to say this. Like when we had these conversations, a lot of times it gets emotional because we're looking at what we're doing to each other. But because we lack knowledge of our culture, this is why we respond in the way that we do. And you get a lot of different groups. Like this one sister said that she had to leave the hood to go get proper education and learn languages because they set up systems where we wouldn't be reliant upon each other. We don't need each other for our survival. We have to go outside of ourselves to get it from everybody else. That's still a form of bondage without the chains on you. That's why we got to know our history. We got to study our culture so we don't fall for those shenanigans. The culture dictates how you treat each other, how you operate. We are far from that. So that's why these groups can financially fund this music, the music that we use to weaponize against us, because we don't have a culture that tells it no. I ended with this. I tell the young people, as a young brother was just speaking, go read The Miseducation of the Negro. They condition you to believe that the so-called niggas committing all the crimes are the worst ones. Go read chapter 6 of The Miseducation of the Negro and read about the educated Negro. I want you to understand this, my young brother. In every community, every ethnic group, the best of that class build communities. The educated, the most educated, all the people that understand economics, they build that community. In our group, because of our trauma, we develop, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here mentality. We run from our people. So, and because of that, the black man in America, whether he has money or no money, has no power. You see what they doing to Kanye, you see what they do to the so-called niggas on the block, because we run from each other because of the systems that were set up. So now as soon as we get some money, we go out to the suburbs to live around the people that historically oppressed us. So the educated black man is a glorified worker. So until we get a culture that dictates how we move and tells us to separate from the enemy and build our own, like every other group, like the Latino, like the Arab, like the other group, we're going to always have these conversations. So I implore young people, please go read the playbook and study your history, because you got to develop a culture that teaches you how to move. Peace.
Peace. Hey, I got to ask you a question or something about that. Hello? Like he said something about going to the suburbs. Now I get everything like you just said, right? Everything that he just said that he was adding on that I really like. But it seems like we get to a certain status, we can't really go back to the hood, because we go back to the hood, they somebody gonna kill us. It's like, yo, you help them and they still fuck you over at the same time. Pardon my French, but somebody still in your hood gonna still do something to you. Either you move out the hood or you out the hood. Either or, you still gonna get done dirty. It's a lose-lose situation.
But we all know these things, right? Because we keep talking about the same thing. So we all know this. Now, what are we going? What's the resolution? How we're gonna try to fix this or fix it? Because we keep talking about the same thing over and over. We know what the white man did. We know they conditioned us. So why not recondition our thinking? And I
have a solution. I have a solution, my sister. I have a solution. The solution is that we must create a unified mindset of being unapologetically black, and then get to work to do for ourselves. And we work every day. We've been working for 500 years for them. All we have to do is continue doing what we're doing and then invest in ourselves. Instead of leaving our hoods or our settlements, my instruction to the youth, my motto is make your hood your heaven. So what the brother is saying is that they take the most educated, the most advanced, the most academic amongst us from us, and they have implanted this idea that leaving us is the best for your safety. When in reality, if you stayed amongst your people and build for your people, now you become the judge, the jury, and the executor of your future and economic success. We're missing out on that because we live in a capitalist society that don't allow us to have a unified thought. We have to address the oppressor so that we can stop being oppressed, so we can function as a free people. And that's the art of
well, can I say something? Can I say something? One of the things that we really need to start, like you said, and like Magnificent said, what can we do? One thing we don't do. They always said if the service is bad, you don't go back. This is what we got to start doing. If we're going to test that theory, and that theory is that we're the most ones that bring in the revenue, why can't we do, you know what? Today we ain't buying shit from none of y'all today. I thought we had people started doing that. If we boycott them, they can't make the money. The only time you can hurt any other culture is taking their money from them. You can't hurt them by words, because as long as they got that, they don't care. But once we say, you know what, this week we ain't buying nothing from y'all. Yeah, we might support and buy from the stores what we need. I'm talking about grocery stores, but not revenue, not retail. And then see and then once we do that, you got their attention. Just like when they do us, these entertainers, when they don't do what they want to do, what they do, they take their money from them. You got to start.
As a people, we won't do that. As a people.
About Kanye, you guys, because I heard a lot of panels talking about Kanye, but in no disrespect to the brother, you know, like I said, I work in the industry for 14 years with a lot of the richest celebrities. So a lot of shit I can't even speak on. You know, I kind of keep it what is it called, like in a medium, you know what I'm saying? I don't bash because, you know, I work with him. But I want to know why, you know, he waited till after he was a billionaire to speak on the Jays. And I'm saying the Jays because a lot of people don't know that the Jays employ a lot of people. You know, those are my top employers of all the motion picture studios. And some of my family members are, you know, mixed with Jay. So I don't understand why I don't understand why everybody wanted to go after them and speak bad on them.
All right, hold on. Check this out. Let me tell you why he did it.
Can I answer that for you?
Let me answer real quick.
What I know of,
all right,
I've never seen that.
Listen. So hold on 1 second. Listen, the reason he waited till he got all them billions off them to start talking about them, because you got to have money, power, and then you get the respect to say what you want to say.
Facts. He can't say that.
That's a long way, ain't that a long way though?
It's called strategy, sis. It's called strategy. If you attack them without an independent foundation or platform like he has, then you are to naught like those that came before him. He watched Michael Jackson get killed and Prince get killed.
He's doing the same thing Prince is doing.
He watched Sam Cooke get killed without having that position yet. So what he did was he got the position, and that's why it's hard to kill him. 72% of his revenue comes from the Asian and European market. So he's not dependent on this corporation to maintain his success, which is what we have failed to realize as a people. And it's also exposing the coonery of our people. When Sister Mecca said, when we going to stop doing it? When we got to look at the Shaquille O'Neals and the Charles Barkleys and them imposing that type of action on our people. See, you got them niggas with the whip in their hand beating our brothers for them. See, these are the niggas that you got to address in order to change who we are. It's called being responsible and being accountable. So until we do that, we're going to be in this position.
We put their jerseys. The person said we buy their product and put it on our kids. We support that. Either way, so we got to stop buying their jerseys and stuff.
That's right.
Yeah,
just stop buying the shit.
Right, we do, but in all actuality, we do gotta stop supporting.
I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with y'all on that.
But who's really gonna do it?
Hey, we need to stop buying it all.
That's what I'm saying.
One mic.
Listen, half the stuff we're buying, like we said again, for images. When we're wearing European style cut clothes when they're skinny, and then we say no, it's okay. So then we got them pulling half their pants. We have nothing to have any marketing. They took away the FUBUs. They took away a lot of stuff that was from us to have.
FUBU or Carcanine still here. FUBU or Carcanine still here.
Nobody wear Carcanine like they wear Balenciaga.
Let the Queens was talking. What you say, Queen? Because we
What I
don't
was
have to
gonna
talk.
say is I'm not about to stop buying shit. I'm gonna tell you that. And like I said, I got more culture in my roots, my slang, my talk, my walk than probably anybody y'all know. I'm super pro black. But like I said, the older I'm getting, I'm starting to see it's more the black men. Honestly, first of all, a lot of us came from broken homes since before times. Like I said, like y'all said, we've been conditioned. And how, as a strong woman like me, who's stronger than a lot of these kings, how do we support and go behind our black men when they don't even respect the women from the household? Straight up, that's the problem. I feel like I'm.
But that becomes a contradiction, because if you say, listen, just hear me out. Just no, wait a minute. Just hear me. No, Queen, hear me out. Hear me out. Don't go off on me. Let me explain my side. I'm just giving you what I'm saying. But listen. Can I just say what I'm saying is, if you're saying that you're strong, if you're saying you're stronger than most black men, then why are you on here saying that what should us black men do if you're stronger than us? You should be able to push something together, and then you don't need. That's where the contradiction comes in. At
can I say
you can't say that.
Can I say the last sentence I was going to say? I was only going to say a sentence, sir. It's just one sentence. Can I say it?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
was going to say the reason why I made that statement, because I'm about action. I do prison reform, I do employment, mentoring, counseling. Like I said, I probably support dudes, Negroes, more than women. That's a fact. I raised black men, and I'm not even a parent, but that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I just got to keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing all this work for our culture, I got movements with black men, okay, that I'm over. You know, and Candy Johnson, he a part of it. But I'm just saying, it just makes you so confused, because I love black men, you know, but it's like, man, it's a trip.
Sis, you love black men, but you don't love black males, and your experience has been with a lot of your experience has been with males versus men. We on the panel are proven men, experienced men. So you're going to get a certain dialogue, you're going to get a certain rebuttal, you're going to get a certain culture from us as men. But we have been made other than ourselves from the conditioning that the brother G was putting us up on, which is someone changed us from being males, from being men to just males. And a male is just an adult that grew up. He's not a man. A man is a man of action, responsibility, and accountability. So the problem is, in order for you to have a man that leads, he must have a good woman that follows. So a good queen follows her king, and a good king leads his queen. It's a reason for that. That's because physically and logically, we're supposed to be your defender. So you do feel vulnerable, you do feel abandoned and isolated when it comes to the activity that's promoted and shown by the world of the black male. But black men are in your community every day, and we're pushing to try to
Hello, hey, can I say something again? Can I say something?
What I was just saying is that a lot of times
Hold on 1 second, man. Let me talk. Let me talk real quick.
I was just saying, like, you know, if we stop, you know, buying all the Gucci's, we stop supporting all the Rolls-Royce companies, all these big sponsors that we support,
right?
We can own everything, exactly. even Jordans. Yes, Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, more kids wear Michael Jordan shoes than anything. And I don't see Michael Jordan do nothing for the hood. Nothing. Not that I saw, you know, that's Michael Jordan.
Listen, King,
Jordan don't own
he
Jordan.
does. He
But
invests in prisons. He invests in the prisons to keep us in there.
No, that's the white
that's
Michael
what I'm
Jordan. That's the
saying.
white Michael
If
Jordan.
we
No,
stop,
that's the
if we
white Michael
stop
Jordan. Let's not
supporting
put that on
all
our brother.
those,
That's the white Michael Jordan. Let's not put that on our brother. That's a white man. It's about
hold
70 years
on,
old.
bro. It is what it is, bro. It ain't about no white man, bro. It is what it is. Well, I don't see Michael Jordan in it all. Hey, bro, I let everybody talk. Can I talk?
Let him talk. Let the man talk.
Listen. I ain't trying to go no back and forth. You know, I know everybody trying to drop their logic. But look, I'm not trying to put Michael Jordan down. Yeah, he a good basketball player, yada, 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 yada. But frankly, I don't care about that. I don't see nothing been done. You know what I'm saying? I don't see nothing been done for that brother. And I ain't putting him down or I ain't trying to be disrespectful. But I don't see nothing being done. We support him and we say he build jails, like literally.
Yeah.
He get more money on the low and you won't even know it. And we support him. We support all these other businesses, Gucci and Balenciaga and Hermes and all this shit, all this whackness. We giving them all that power, bro. We stop. That's the way whoever said that we stop buying their stuff and stop supporting them. We control the narrative. We control all that. You know what I mean?
I was always taught this, King. I said, shit, man, my grandmama and them used to say, if the service bad, just don't go back. Why you keep going back to get the
That's
same
for real.
service?
So if that's the whole thing about that. If we can neutralize that foundation and come with a whole nother strategy, that would be more input for us, man. Because you know what I'm saying? Like they said, nobody wear no car canal. I'm an 80s baby, man. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we ain't gonna buy that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll still wear like it's vintage. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna support our own unless we gotta support them. And that's the main product of us, what we gotta do. Support our own. We stop buying Gucci and stop, buying all these big time. Yo, listen, man, I'm doing my numbers. I'm stacking my bread, whatever, as a grown man, handle my beer. I don't buy none of that shit, man. It don't have no value, man. It has no value.
When you
like the American dollar, that has no value. So if we stop, before I sign out, because I got to slide like Tony Hawk. Before I'm gonna put y'all on, the thing is this, man. We got to start with ourselves, like I said before, man. It's an inner demon that us black people was what they created or how it is they stripped us from nothing, but we here no there with that. That's gone now. We know that. To dissect the situation, we start within ourselves and within us and stop supporting them. We would destroy them and neutralize all that and that foundation, a narrative, and we could control everything. Because basically, they trying to take Kyrie and they took Kanye. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say. Brother spit his mind, and that was the truth, because it is what it is. So we control all that, man. We could definitely start with a whole nother foundation, and we control all of it then. You know what I mean? Until then, y'all keep y'all shackles on, because we're going to be chained up in shackles forever, man. It's never going to change, man. It's never going to change. I don't care how much we do this Million Man March and all this other bullshit, all this talking right now. We actually narrative and control instead of talking, because that's what a lot of it is. Everybody do all this talking, and nothing being done. Action never being done, man. It's never going to be done. We keep talking about it, and we have these leaders and these real, and you know what? As far as his hip hop historians, as hip hop as a whole, not East, not West. I'm talking about a whole foundation and boycott all of it. But they control it with the money. So if you could balance and get away from all that, be undemonized from all that, there you go. Home run. Hey, yo, I'm Dust Black. Y'all salute to everybody. Chat room. All of y'all in here. Let me get a shout out to the host. You know what I mean? Jersey in the building. Plainfield, Eastwick. What up? 973-908. So shout out to all of y'all. I hope everybody have a blessed day and be safe. You heard?
Peace, King.
No doubt, bro.
Peace,
no doubt.
Somebody got an echo again, man.
Hold on. Let me see something. Yo, that's Ja. Hello?
Yeah, I think it was Ja.
Hey,
but yeah, back to what they said. I know George was. Go ahead, George.
Thing real quick. I muted up. I was listening for a minute, and I wish after this live stream, everybody go back and listen to yourselves. Let's listen to ourselves, right? I want y'all to hear what I'm saying. The reason why we gotta study our history and we gotta create a culture based off of that, because culture moves the needle. And this is the thing: we operate from trauma. Everything that we do is from trauma, some form of trauma, whether we get education, our jobs, everything. So with that being said, the enemy knows that things takes plans. The black community, what we don't know how to do is do things 20 years in advance, because we living in the right now, because we need everything right now. So this is the thing. We have to learn. This is where people say, I heard the young brother say, well, if I move out to those communities, because if I live in my community, they're going to destroy it. Just think about this, y'all. Everybody that's in the chat room watching. How come you run out of your communities here in Philly, Brooklyn, and the other groups are running to the most gulliest places in America to buy all the property, to open up shop? You buy all the property and become the millionaire. You own that real estate in Philly. So what I'm trying to explain is, we have to start doing things in 10, 15, 20-year increments. That's the only way we're going to get ourselves out of it. We have to recondition our mind, not overnight, not in a year, not when I move out of the ghetto to the suburbs, because your mind is still controlled by them. It takes time. You have to redevelop your people. So I'm land my plane with this. When they allocated funds for those whites to move to suburbs, when they put the Tommy guns down and stop killing each other in the city, it took 20 to 30 years for them to get to the positions they are with wealth, through equity, through home ownership and insurance policies. We have to study the playbook and devise plans. That's why I said the nigga that's committing the most crime is not the biggest problem in the black community. He's a financial gain for other groups. The biggest problem in the black community is the educated Negro, because he has failed to understand the economic system and redevelop his own people and become the millionaire where he had political and economic power. That's all I'm saying. That's the way the system works. You need political and economic power. The educated class are the ones that's supposed to have that power and redevelop, so we can stop producing so-called niggas.
Facts. Nah, that's real power.
That's facts.
I just feel like, can you hear me? Hold on one second. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I want to say I appreciate all y'all conversations. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
I love this panel. I love this show. It's been very enlightening, and it's a blessing, you know. But I feel like, you know, it's all kind of different type of Negroes. You feel me? I remember one time.
Oh, we ain't no Negroes.
But you would be a nigga.
I ain't a nigga.
Same thing. Go ahead, sis.
Look, we all got different dialect and vocabulary, so that's something I've been saying all my life. You feel me? Even the word nigga. My grandmother, my dad's mother was half white. We said nigga our whole life. So, but my point that I'm making, sir, is in Kings and Queens, is that it's all kind of different type of blacks and Negroes. Because I remember back in the days, somebody told me, I was younger, they were like, I ain't trying to be all this educated nigga type shit and this and that. I'm just trying to take one day at a time and live day by day. I thought that was so ignorant. But now I get it. A lot of us already lived half of our life or a quarter of our life, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, if we came from broken homes, right, you can only empower so much. You know what I'm saying? We don't really, like, my voice is big. Like I said, I changed lives and I saved lives. I dedicated actually my entire life on helping people and saving lives and shit like that. But it's only so much you can do. It's like after a while it becomes, who are you living for? Because you can build a dude, you can build your nigga up from the ground and he still leave you. Fact. So it's just confusing. You feel me? But it's always room to learn though, respectfully.
All right.
Okay.
Silent, everybody silent. I'm just saying, you know, like I'm just trying to learn more because I don't know it all. I'm in my 30s. I don't know it all. But I do know a lot of our kings who are supposed to be our leaders, they be misleading our people, misleading our queens. That's a fact. And we be following them and listening to them, and they be making up all these fake ass theories and shit, and all these, man, please. Like I said,
hold
it's
on.
enough of the
I
man
got
bashing.
something to say as a man. As a female, let me.
I just keep it real, you know, people. I'm known as being authentic and real.
Okay, listen.
Mhm.
You have once again, like the man Ja said, you have males and you have men. But guess what is the number one factor in the men that you choose? You are the common denominator. So what you need to do is ask yourself, what kind of energy am I giving out that I keep attracting these kind of men if that's not what you're looking for? You understand what I'm saying? If it makes sense?
No, I hear exactly what you're saying, sis. But it's not really that. I was in one long time relationship, but glad that's over with. But I'm just saying, I'm an observer. Like I said, I grew up with men, and from the household, cousins, brothers, whatever. So I'm not new to men. I grew up around these dudes. You know what I'm saying? I grew up as a time group, want to play basketball with the boys, shit like that. So I'm like a fanatic on our culture. This is all I do is study this shit. When I'm not filming and acting, I'm watching all the hip hop shit. I'm watching the street shit. You know
How old did you say you are again?
I'm in my 30s. I can't say the exact number because I'm an actor.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Cause I'm in my mid 50s. Okay. So what I'm trying to get my Black queens, women, not ladies, not girls, women to realize, right, that we cannot fix a male man or a person until we actually fix ourselves. Because just like they have been traumatized, we have been traumatized. We were also conditioned to think we don't need them. We can survive without them. So that's our mental in a relationship, because we work, we buy, we paying our own bills, we buying our own cars, we buying our own property. So
Neighborhood salute.
So subconsciously,
salute,
like, we don't need them, right? So when a man feels less than by his supposed woman, is going to be conflict, because everybody expectation is what everybody expectation is. But in order for us as Black women, and I've raised 2 Black male sons by myself, they productive citizens in society, and they both got jobs and they own stuff, they own apartments and everything going on. Okay, so that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is, because I had sons, I had to realize it was a certain way I couldn't carry myself. It was a certain way I couldn't speak. Certain people I couldn't have around. Certain things they couldn't see. Certain things they didn't need to know as far as my private business. So in order for the Black woman, we have to look within ourselves and figure out why we keep attracting these men that we feel are toxic or negative to us. Once we find that solution, we'll be able to sit down and express to the Black man, your actions make me feel this way. This is how I see. Like when I came up here, right? Because I love Ja and Boss Cross. I love them. I love their knowledge. Mac Mizzle, Born.
Thank you.
I
Thank you,
watch
Queen.
them. I watch them. You know that. I
Thank
watch
you,
them.
Magnificent
So,
Mecca.
to see how that conversation was turning, I was kind of disappointed in that. So I came up here because I respect them. I respect their knowledge as men. I support what they're trying to do. So I expressed to them that that wasn't a good look, because they normally can agree to disagree without it turning combative.
That's correct. You right, Queen.
So we as Black women, the same way we want their support, that's the same way they need ours. It's called unity.
True.
It's a unit. It's a unit. There is no corners in a circle. No corners.
I just feel like we gotta take one day at a time, Queen, as a culture. Exactly. Because like I said, I'm a big time supporter. And you have no clue. You can follow me, y'all can follow me and see what I do. Like I said, I'm an executive producer, director, actress, recording artist from LA, California. Feel me? But it's just in general, we gotta just take one day at a time, because a lot of Black men, and I'm on Black men today. I'm usually quiet about this topic on this, that, Black men, this, that. But I'm like, nah, as a leader, of a role model to many people globally, I gotta start speaking out more on the culture, because a lot of times men and people in general, not just men, I've always been like a person that people get intimidated by. And it's like, damn, do you see the God in me? Because a lot of times the nigga will run from you if they see the God in you. You know what I'm saying? So it's
ain't no God. Oh, God.
Yes. They run from you if they see the God in you, because they not God themselves. And when you conscious of who you are a difference between a male and a man, a female and a woman. A woman is very different from a female. A female is a mature,
and a woman is the earth.
and
A woman is the earth and a queen.
Female. That's a
and
woman.
That's just like, and that's like magnificent.
When you're a woman,
and that's like
when you're a woman, just like when you're a man, it shows. Like the sister said, I was raised in the same generation as Mecca. I'm 52. So we were raised with a certain culture, and that's what's missing now. Something else have created the conditioning of a mindset within our people, amongst our people, and we've been irresponsible to that. So when you don't see the men standing up, you got to remember the backbone of the man is the what? The woman. So the woman got to first be what? Supportive of the man.
God, let me correct something real quick, God. John, let me correct something real quick. Part and self. No disrespect to none of the Black queens out there, but y'all queens, y'all earths, y'all reflections of the suns.
Yeah.
So y'all reflected the God, the light God shine on y'all. I speak the truth of a man being God. So in a way, y'all can't say y'all got godly in y'all because y'all shine our light, reflect us, but y'all can never be the true living God, son of man. I just want to let that be known.
She's the equal component to man. She's that yin to that yang. Without her,
she's still our God, Lord.
No. Pardon me, God. Just do the bill. She is the goddess. She's the goddess, which means
okay. I don't want to get confused. I don't want to get confused because I know my brother has a different religion from me, and I'm Christian. But I use the term God in me because it's God in people, just like it's demons in people. And I'm very prophetic too. I don't want to go there, but spiritual, and I just have visions and all that, dreams and stuff like that. But I'm just saying in general, a lot of times, just from experience, you can be damn near preaching to a man. They knowing you solid, they know you right, they know you righteous, and they run from that like hell no. Like this is like some people don't want to do right. So that's like somebody. That's like if you in another world, right, and you're doing wrong, and I mean, we all experience that when you just want to be defiant. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I think one thing, Queen. I think one thing, Queen, that you said something instead of like what Born is saying. Instead of saying the God in you, it's the woman in you that they're running from. They see the true woman in you, and a lot of men are afraid of the accountability of a true woman.
But Born was right. Born was right by letting her know.
Is that what it is?
Born was right by letting her know that other side of experience, because that's the conscious element that we're missing, that connection. So when she said the God in her, true, factual, but the
let
reason
someone else chime in. I want to chime in as well from the
reason that
UK.
she's
But guys,
Go ahead.
just quickly, I'm only saying something for 5 seconds. I'm chiming in from the UK, guys. Big up Mr. Eastwick, because last time I was on this, it was insightful. But remember, I'm a black man from the UK, so I'm someone who's given a perspective from the outside, and I just want to add my context and say, hey, it hurts me to see a lot of people don't realize that they walk around life heavy-hearted, full of trauma, pushing their narrative, and instead of recognizing why people don't react well to them, they tend to say, well, it's because I'm masculine, it's because I'm intimidating, I'm this and that. But it hurts me to see, in the state of what's happening in America. I'm a videographer from London, right? I used to film Migos when they came down. They came down to Brixton, South London. It's, I guess, the equivalent of saying Bronx or something from New York, right? So I'm from Brixton. I'm also black. I'm also from the hood. Like, the only reason why I'm not in a gang was because I was playing football or soccer, as you guys call it, right? So my issue, though, is people don't realize just like learning another language, you have to be open-minded. You can't keep living in your own bubble, right? Just because you're from one hood and I'm from the UK doesn't, the idea of saying, oh, well, you're not from our hood, so you don't understand. That's not fair. In life, you need to be open-minded. You need to understand that there's a limited understanding that you guys have, or somebody has. And I'm not trying to say it's an American thing. It's just us as a people. Before you're black, you're a human. And this is what I think people forget. You're a human who has the capabilities of building, have the capabilities of learning. Why don't we act on that first and find common ground where we can have a conversation and say, okay, so this is my understanding. Tell me if I'm short-sighted. If so, I want to improve and develop better so that we can build a better and stronger community. It hurts to hear my 30-year-old sister over here. I'm 30 myself as well. And what I've noticed is that the biggest fear I have as a human is getting to an age where my mentality is so rock solid, rock hard, that it cannot allow me to open up and have conversations without my trauma somehow influencing what I'm saying. I mean, do you guys understand that?
Oh yeah.
Hey, hold up. Hey, salute to Sam, bro. You must have been. My energy must have sent it all the way over there to you, because I was gonna say that same thing.
It's Mr. Eastwick, bro.
Almost.
I love you. No, I watch you so much, bro. I just sometimes really want to chime
That's
in.
Neighborhood. That's
Nice
neighborhood.
No,
This
neighborhood.
That's neighborhood real TV.
So what I was going to do was, what I wanted to build on the situation on both for the females and the men, the kings and the queens, we can say. I'm going to break this down on a whole nother level. Like, let's get down to the basics. We don't have to be so intellectual and complex about one another and understand, right? Because here's the thing for the sisters. You know what I'm saying? And I talk about this on my channel. Do you understand chess? So if you know how to play chess, or you go find out the dynamics of chess, then the queen is the most powerful piece on the board. Ask yourself why the queen is the most powerful piece, and she go out to do the king bidding. Then if you women go study that, then you can understand your position. So when you meet these men or somebody come along, then you'll know your rightful position in the game that you have to play on their board. Because you got to keep in mind, the king is, you know what I'm saying? That's your job, to protect the king and the kingdom, right?
Let me add on to that. Let me add on to that.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Hold on, let me literally in short seconds, yeah. Right. So if you one thing I always forget to tell women, you have to understand, you guys are chaste, you're desired. The reason why OnlyFans, for example, is making all these women rich is why there's a lot of men spending money. So it's frustrating to hear women say, well, men are trash, men are only doing what you are putting out, right? So if they are trash, it is really a severe reflection of your decisions. And I keep saying this, like, women, there are men that will chase you. For a man, it's hard to get a woman, for example. If you, even in the sexual sense, it's hard to get a woman because you have to be tall, you have to be this. There's so many standards. And so my issue is, why is it that you've got so many standards, but yet say men are shit, men are this and that? This is it's not making sense. But I'm not trying to obviously put my women down. It's just I'm trying to get you to understand that you are more powerful than simple words such as men are trash. You're way more powerful than that. You guys can really influence the world. And ironically, I would say we need you guys more than ever now in situations like the Quavo and Offset and Takeoff situation. That hurts me. I used to film these guys, right? Like I literally have, if you go, I've got an Instagram. I'll send it to you, Mr. East Weekend. And like that's my last video of them. And now I'm hearing that someone who I've touched, shaken hands with, appreciated and praised is gone. And all I'm sitting here thinking, I wish Quavo was still with Saweetie or something, because he would be doing what Offset's doing right now with Cardi B, staying at home. So do you see why I say women? It's not to blame you, but women.
You see that?
You understand? Women.
You see
You guys.
that?
Do you understand?
Everybody, did I just not have that kind of conversation with the queen? Everything y'all just said, I basically said the same thing. But in order for us, once again, the blame, it's not our fault. It's not our fault. No, that's not going to happen. Okay? Each male, female, man, woman, each one of us is traumatized.
Yes.
Each one. Okay? So I already explained to my sisters, I separated the men because that's an issue y'all got to fix. I'm talking to what I had to say, I said to my sister. And it was basically exactly what you just said.
And let me even point this out. Let me point this out quickly. Look at the age of the lady.
Nobody echoing.
Sorry, I think it's me, my bro. Let me point out the age of the person speaking, right? You said you were 50?
I'm 56.
Right.
I'm 56.
All right.
And that's why I chose as the woman.
Yeah.
Right? On the panel to have that conversation with her and excluded the men.
And I want to highlight something so important.
Everything.
Hold on, my sis. Hold on, or should I say auntie? Hold on. Let me highlight something. Rarely is there a woman of this age able to give back gems. There's a lot of salty women that are older. Do you know this, right? There's a lot of salty women that they're past the age of 35. And they're just jealous of the younger women. Yet you have a beautiful woman here speaking.
It's crazy because everybody be taking up their own scenarios and shit. I'm over here just thank you, sis.
Hey.
You know, you got a lot of wisdom, sis, and just like all the men on the stage.
It's because I want American babes in it. So and I know you black women that are from America. I used to have a PA. She was from Jamaica,
that's the problem.
from New York. She's hardworking. So
it's
for
your
me,
wording. It's what you're choosing and how you're bringing it into here.
There you go.
You're grouping, and I don't group.
Exactly. You can't just say, because you don't even know what's my ethnicity. You just said you black women. I'm like, wait. You know what I'm saying? That's like me saying.
I think we have to understand that.
That's like me telling him that he's not a part of the conversation because he's not from the States.
Right. I think we have to understand that there's a cultural difference in the expression. So Sam's reality is different. It has a differentiation versus our reality. Sam is in the UK. Now, socially, he can get an understanding if Sam, you're familiar with the IRA versus the Brits, right? You're familiar with that history? If you're familiar with that history, it's the same activity. A people have been oppressed by another people to function under a certain conditioning. So that's why we have this so-called dysfunction that you may see that may pain you. However, in America, we've been made other than any other people on the planet. That's why we're called black. Everyone else has a nationality attached to who they are or their skin color versus
where does Sam go?
So it's a difference.
Hey, but let me finish. Hey, let me finish saying this. This is the point I'm gonna make for everybody when he chimed in.
Well,
I'm
you
not
from
saying
Alabama or something? Alabama.
Who, me? I'm from Texas. Thank you. I love it.
Oh,
so
I love Texas.
I got it. But check this out. Everybody, this is what I'm saying. Let's break it all the way back down. All this boil down to what she's talking about She has a 1000% valid point. Both of them. All us, we got valid points. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm sitting here listening to. Nobody talking about. Do everybody on this panel actually know their position? See, that's where the problem come in at, because everybody want to be in a certain position with some significance and enlightenment to it, but that may not be your position. Your position may be on the sideline, or it may be in the middle, or it may not be over here cooking or doing something else. See, we don't really bow down to ourselves. We got to look at ourselves and say, man, who am I and what position do I play in somebody's life? It's not the way I want to play the position, because guess what? When you enter somebody's life, when you enter somebody else's life, you're playing on their board. When they enter your life, they're playing on your board. So you have to understand what piece and what significance and role you finna play in their life. And if you don't have that, all the conversation that y'all guys having and all the thought process of it and the breakdown and the traumas don't mean nothing until you get that part right. Then we can start seeking the answers and putting the things together the way they're supposed to be in a proper perspective, because you're playing your proper position in life. What is the role? I can't be a woman because I'm a man. So I'm out of position if I try to do that. I'm not saying it's, ain't no hurting nobody, but I'm just speaking facts. I can't be a fireman when I'm a street nigga. You feel what I'm saying? I can't be a dope boy, and I know I can't do mathematics and say I'm trying to scale. I can't do certain things because I got to understand my significance and the role I play in that circumstances, or what I'm putting myself in when I get on different boards of life. So you got to understand that part. That's why I jumped on her, because I didn't hear nobody talk about what is your righteous and real position to play in somebody's life. The sister, she 56. She 56. Watch this. She 56. We all in our 50s, right? We come from a different era. Everybody played a role. We watched all our grandparents, our parents, they all played a role in different things that they went through in life. We got to the point, and then they came with real shit. They came with the laws. They wiped us off the board. You know what I'm saying? And then you come back, and then it's all this other stuff. We've been programmed by different things. But at the end of the day, can't nobody program you but you, because you the first motherfucking problem you got to deal with to straighten the situation out. So if I see I didn't make the corrections that I need to make, or I take some criticism from you guys and tell me to correct some things, I'm gonna take that to mind and I'm gonna work on it. But I know my position. I actually know my position in any woman's life. So when the sisters say she get dudes and they can't handle her, that's because when she comes on their board, she the queen, right? But then he may be on his board in his life, he might be the pawn. He ain't the king on his board. You see what I'm saying? We think we the king, but we not the king. The chessboard got so many pieces. You got to know what piece you are.
Wow.
Guess what? She might not need to be the queen. She may not need to be the queen. But look, she may not need to be the queen on my board. But check this out. Listen. But hold on, let me say this. So she may not need to be queen on my board, but she might need to be the knight. You know what I'm saying? She might need to be the rook. So them pieces are significant and powerful.
I'm gonna have to learn the chessboard because I can't understand.
Come holler at me, I do. Come holler at me. I teach this.
Well, that analogy is proper when we have a position.
Yes, you do.
That analogy is proper when we have that position, but we don't have a position. When you're looking at the game of chess, is built on the strategy of living in life. That's why the king is the most valuable piece, because he's the leader, he's the mind. He don't have access. He don't have access to move around like everyone else, because if he did, he would be off his position of authority.
I'm confused. I thought they said the queen was the most valuable piece on the chessboard.
It is.
No,
it's the most powerful.
The queen has the most power because she has the most accessible moves, or the ability to move around his kingdom. The problem with us as men, we're not being kings, maintaining a kingdom in order to have a queen within it. In order to have a queen, you got to qualify, and you can't be a queen without having a king. So let's stop the hyperbole and address the factor of the person behind us.
Somebody tag on.
Jaw, turn down the video. Is Jar turn down your video?
Someone has made us the board. Someone has made us the board. You get it? So we ain't a piece. Everybody else is functioning pieces. That's why every pawn can become a queen or any other piece except the king. Once the king is done, cornered, trapped, mentally frustrated to defeat, then the game is over. But until then, the game is still functional. Even a king can force his opponent into a stalemate, which is a tie or a draw versus defeat. So when we look at the game of chess, we got to look at the pieces. And until we become a piece, which is ourselves, men, not males, because males were slaves. Men refuse.
I want to ask y'all men something, okay?
Men get what is done to be done.
I want to ask
Men are
y'all men a
about action.
question.
Males, they do a whole lot of talking, but they don't do a whole lot of producing. And that's the problem with our people, bro.
I want to
Until
ask
we
y'all
address
men a
our
question.
situation.
Has any of y'all men ever been like scared to like take responsibility in a relationship and just kind of abandon a woman? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I've
Somebody
heard
need to
that.
turn their TV down. You can't hear them.
Yeah, we don't abandon our sisters when we're men. Men don't run and abandon their territory.
No.
A king doesn't abandon his territory. He's not a king if he does. So my point is, you have to be able to identify the man in your community. We're talking about a man, a male that presented himself with a man. Men got honor and integrity, respect, courage, dignity. That's men. We're addressing.
Say it again, Jock. Say it again.
What happened when
Man out here perpetrating,
what happened he was found as being a male without integrity, respect, dignity. He violated the codes of manhood, which is why we having this podcast today. So when it comes to men hold other males accountable for not being a man. Just like women hold females accountable for not being a woman. So until we do that collectively, the men are going to fix the men, because you can't come around us as no weak link. And the women are going to fix the females, because the females whore can't come around a woman. See, a woman corrects a whore like men corrects males.
Let me ask a quick question.
We need to hear more of that. We need to hear more of that. I'm gonna probably
Queen Lady.
Men are made by other men, and males are born through the connection and the womb of a woman. So when it comes to us being men, I understand, sis, because we haven't been the gods that we've been born to be. Collectively, individually, Black people are the only people on the planet. And when I say Black, Sam, I particularly mean the American Negro, because we've been placed up under a different conditioning culturally than those in the UK. And that makes us a different type of people. So
100%.
Because you see us in such despair. And it's hard for you to relate because that's not your instant common reality or experience, because the aristocratic society of the European or the UK doesn't show that unless you look at how they treat the Irish or the IRA.
No, of course, 100%.
And that history is the same activity that we got going over here. It's just that we've been labeled Black people by a culture. It's not a skin color. And that's what I want the sister to understand. Black men have failed in their cultural responsibility as being responsible and accountable. So yes, I feel you, because I'm a Black man that has stood up for his community and for his people. And I see the nigga, the male, the worst type of Negro out here destroying everything I'm trying to fight against. So sis,
100%.
I have a heart to you, but I also have a responsibility to us as men. And as men, we don't take the blame for males, we correct them. And until we start doing that, we ain't going to change. That's why Takeoff is dead, because a male didn't stand up as a man and change that reality.
And like, just to add to that, because yes, I am from the UK, but a lot of us are deep rooted in Africa. And as I said before, I'm UK, I'm an African man. So for me, it's just about role playing. As my man Jar was saying, you need to know how to role play your position. Because if you're a leader, like everyone was talking about Jay Prince, right? So I believe, and from what I'm seeing, if you're a true leader, you would have your men stand down, right? Things will be operative in a proper manner. just like the kingdoms and the kings and queens in Africa, just like tribes. There's
Sam,
positions.
unless you ordered them to do that, Sam. That's the other side.
Exactly, and that's the other side, and you know, that's the problem. We live in a materialistic world, right? We live in an ego world. But the problem is, when we're the crabs at the bottom of the barrel, what is the purpose of ego? Like, what does it achieve? It just makes us look more foolish. And this, you know, I'm from
Ego
the
is
UK.
key.
Sure.
Ego is key. Ego is key to the man, because ego allows the man to be mentally and logically competitive. The problem is when you fall victim to greed. When you blend greed with ego, now you create a monster, a devil, a wicked person. So ego is important, but ego got to be balanced, just like a woman's vanity. It has to be balanced. It keeps her conscious of who she is and how she presents herself and reflect the light of her man.
100%.
But she has to keep it balanced or become a deadly sin. So when we have those characteristics, we must think of ourselves individually. That's a part of a collective. That's why I'm glad we're connected even across the pond. You feel
100%.
To us and us to you. Perhaps we can at one time, at one day, blend our cultures for our global independence, because Black people of our skin.
Joe, you're echoing. Joe, you're echoing. Just step back from the thing or turn down the video.
I believe that's the other guy.
Thank you.
Babylon done. Yeah.
Joe.
But yeah, no, and that's why we need our women to stand beside us. Because my thing is, you know, the woman that it was complaining about the men around her. My thing is, you have to understand what, you know, women are meant to add value. You know, funny enough, when you look at women in and I don't want it to be a woman thing, man thing, but a lot of things are, you know, the woman is thinking about this man needs to have 100K, what's say 100K salary, right? You're always looking at the individual salary, but collectively, if you move as a unit, you can conquer. But it's never meant to be one person's, like, you can't think, oh, this person has this, so we're gonna live off this person's thing that they have. It's always meant to be collectively, and that's you know, that creates unnecessary pressure, right? So one person is expected to be something so much bigger than they need to be. And that's the problem where I've noticed with a lot of even women here, you know, there's a lot of expectations. And the problem is, I think one of my friends, their fathers used to bring back a check, right? They used to bring back a check and give it back to the wife, right? So that the wife understood what money is being, you know, funneled through the household, so that they know what responsibilities to spend the money on. But when there's one guy and you don't have any attachment to understand what your expenses are or this and that, you're just going to go off and spend money on your shoes, your clothing, your makeup, not understanding what actually needs to get paid. So that's why it's always a household responsibility. And and as a man, I personally am a man, I need a woman beside me to understand and help me, rather than to put pressure and expectations that we don't need.
That's the duty of a queen.
And
that's the
there
duty
you
of
go.
a queen. A queen gives that balance to the king.
Exactly.
If the king functioned just on logic, he would kill every kingdom. But the queen whispers a moment of emotional clarity to the king. And that balance allows him to sit on his throne and rules wisely. We live in an environment where we have our enemy teaching our baby boys that women are king. And that's the insanity that we must address, that's corrupting the males from becoming men that our sister, the queen, desires. If we're corrupting the process, the development of males into men, we're not going to have kings. We're going to have peasants that are outlaws. And that's the result of generational programming and conditioning. So we keep talking about it because inside of us, we are kings and queens, but we're not producing it because we're not functioning against the enemy. Every king and a queen got a kingdom, and every kingdom must be defended because every kingdom has a natural enemy that it builds from outside within, not from the inside out. We are functioning from the inside out instead of addressing the enemy from the outside to within. That's our change. That's what we must do as a community. Become responsible and accountable. Produce kings and queens instead of more dogs and bitches. We got to produce gods and earths.
Indeed, indeed. And hold up, Babylon done. You want something to say?
Yeah, thank you for that, bro. I got actually a couple of things to say. I'm enjoying the convo. You
Where you
know,
from,
I heard
brother?
I'm from the ATL.
ATL, salute ATL the building.
Salute ATL.
You already know. Um, we when the sister said the thing about blame, I agree with her when she said that, you know, like we got to stop blaming. But there's also we got to take responsibility, and I think those two things that came up is two of the things that bounce back and forth. Like on one hand, you got people that blame, that's their mentality, and then you got another set of people that's saying, "Yo, let's take responsibility." Like for instance, like when we talk about male and female relationships, that usually turn into a blame game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not a responsibility game. Like no matter what happens, somebody just got to be the bigger person, and that should be the male to me, because I'm a male. You see what I'm saying? I'm a man. So I say the man should take responsibility and be God, because that's what God is, one who takes responsibility and control of people, places, things, and ideas. You know, that's a best definition I heard of God. And the best definition I heard of a man is one who rushes quickly to correct his mistakes. That's the difference between a man and a male, or a man and a boy. A man will rush quickly to correct his mistakes. The other thing is that, you know, like we got things like generalizations. That's why the sister said grouping, you grouping, you grouping. When they were saying that, they were saying you generalizing, you generalizing, you generalizing, you putting it into one thing, and that's what we do a lot. So we got to learn how to
Jimmy and Jazz acting like men or little boys. Sorry, cut you off.
we got to learn how to universalize our message. And one way I was able to do that is that one time I was writing a paperwork, and I was working trying to do something with the UN, put it like that, the United Nations. And everything on there that you do, you had to be talking about a nation of people. Nothing, if you can have a personal project, you can have a generalized project. Your project had to be for a nation of people. And so I think that's one of the ways we can start to overstand our situation, is by thinking about ourselves as a nation and not as a community or a group of people or nothing like that. The other thing is, when we talk about plans, bro, fam, we got to talk about, like, I hear people say reparations. Along with reparations, write these words down. It's restitution. Along with restitution is reclamation. Along with reclamation, some might say repatriation. Now, all of these will add up to a restoration. You see what I'm saying? So we have to have our language right, because I heard this come up, the language. It's a language game that's being played on us. And unless we walk away, that's one of the problems with Ebonics that they had with Ebonics, is because once you develop a language within a language, it becomes a meta language. And that means that other people have to speak your language in order to communicate with you, or you lose communication.
Facts.
And yeah, so we could totally lose communication with them if we spoke our own language. And it wouldn't be nothing to talk about between us and them. And I'm talking about, when I say them, I ain't talking about by race, I'm talking about by enemy, by nature, because language is what connects us all. That's the only reason why we on this line, is because of language. And I saw it in the chat, somebody mentioned communication. So one thing I think our people need to study, and you know, ain't no one answer. I know that. But I do feel like our people need to get into, you know, I'm a mathematician myself. I'm a linguist. But I do think our people need to get into logic and study philosophy, because you know, like a lot of the things that's being taught, like the politics and all of that, is philosophy. Like the whole thing in school, the highest degree, the highest thing is a PhD. The P stand for philosophy, except for another branch, you know, the MD, whatever, but the philosophy. So you get a philosophy of everything, philosophy of science, philosophy of mathematics, you get a philosophy. So I think that's one of the things our people need to study, because you know, you got people that influence that whole thing. Like, you know, if I ask somebody like, who is Immanuel Kant? Who is David Hume? Who is you know, Gottlob Frege? Who is Ludwig Wittgenstein? these the people that really wrote what they talking about, like Francis Bacon, like the first Jewish president is a scientist. Wiseman, those are scientists. They wanted Einstein to be their president. Then they finally got a scientist president, and all of these people made bombs. Every last one of them. But our people need to know about these things, like the Paperclip Project, and how these people even came into the United States and even took over. When we say the word Jays, everybody know what I'm talking about. So, you know, and one of the, I'm gonna try to close on this right here with a little bit, but one of the biggest things I noticed, y'all,
and they funded every war too.
That's right, facts. They funded every war, and they funded how? With reverse psychology. They'll be on both sides. They play both sides of the thing, and then they'll fund both sides, and whoever win. It's just like the bet in Vegas. They win anyway because they the house. And when I hear our people, when I hear our people talk about money and getting money in this system that they own and they print money, it's no chance of you dominating or outmanning them or outdoing anything with them if your goal or if your thing is focused on the money. Because they print that. That's not the issue. Money, if money was our problem, we getting billions of dollars in our community. We could take that money and grow it. We don't grow it because money is not the problem. It's psychological. It's mental.
Good soldiers, though. They always get their ass whooped, but for some reason they can control the whole economic system. So.
Yeah, well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like even in The Godfather, I talk about Hyman Roth, you know, how he took their money and put it in a bank, and then now they running behind him and he leaving the country with their money. Rothschild did the same thing. Now, I said I'm a mathematician. It's some mathematics involved in, you know, thinking and logic and what we're talking about. That's why I recommend that our people understand these things. Because when you look at the monetary system, anybody could look online. They could look up this video called Rothschild Speaks. Listen closely. He talks about his weather machine. He talks about the dollar, though. And they talking about an international dollar. They talking about bringing back the dollar or revaluing it. And this is dealing with mathematics. But within his conversation, he does say this. He say, we're just looking at an international dollar. We're not looking to bring the renminbi back or any other dollar, because of the simple fact that it has been fights and wars, basically personal, between people over the dollar and over the valuing of the dollar. So and then he says it's a circular monetary problem. So when he says it's a circular monetary problem, what he's saying is that ends don't meet, meaning the math don't add up, meaning you could put 10 in a calculator and divide it by 3, and then the answer should be 3.333. And when you multiply that by 3 or do the inverse, the answer should be 9.999, but they get back 10. And so that 0.1 is an issue. When you go to the gas pump and it says blank dollars and 9/10, that 9/10 is not a whole 10. So this is a problem. So this point percentage and all these things add up. And so they trying to correct that. In the process of them correcting that and them having their language and mathematical problems, our people sit back and don't try to correct it, don't come up with a better thing. We try to fit in. We don't try to come up with our own thing. And wait, let me stop generalizing. We need to collectively come up, start to create and compete on a level, and, you know, and create, compete, conquer, you know, do things like that, but not try to fit in to a system that's already set up for us to fail. That's already set up where the person prints the money. You have to invent your culture, invent your money, invent your value, and have it to yourself, just like they have. And every time you try to get in there, they take your money, they do what they want, they close the bank, they put you out the contract, they do what they want, because that's their system. In court, they handle you the same way. So the real truth is, until you walk away from their system and develop your own, then you still gonna be a slave, because you still answering to somebody and you still trying to participate in a system that's already built for you to fail. The last thing though, I want to talk about this. Like when you look at the Israelites or whatever, so-called Israelites today, they took their culture from Egypt or Babylon, but they took it and they reversed it. Like the 5-pointed star, they turned it upside down. The 6-pointed star. Listen to me now. I'm trying to show you something. That everything you
You're
looking
getting
at.
into some Freemason stuff, bro.
No, I ain't said no Freemason. I ain't even into that. No, I'm not getting into that. That's lame. That's not even real. Those people are male chauvinists. I'm not a male chauvinist. I know the black woman is God. I know the black mother is God. I worship her. I know she. I know she. I know who she is. I know who I am. I know I'm the son of God. I know that don't take away from me. I know that don't belittle me. I know I don't need to preach against my brothers. I heard what y'all said about the nation of gods and earth. I'm familiar with that cosmology. I had a breakdown on the internet. I already broke down that cosmology in Egypt about in over here with the nation of gods and earth. It is true that the man is considered the son, the man, she the reflection of the man. That's true. That amen to that. So now, but when we go to Egypt, when we go to Egypt, the woman is the sky and the sun is in the sky. She
Open up the
represents
floor to
all.
others, bro.
And everybody is in all. I didn't want to turn it into something where I had to debate or
It's becoming
overtalk my
monologue,
brothers.
bro. It's
So I'm gonna
becoming a
go
monologue,
ahead on
bro.
the end right there,
Involve people.
since I see that you're gonna do that.
I just
Go
wanted to
ahead.
add on to something, my brother. I just wanted to add on something simple. You opened and stated that we needed
It's an
our own
echo.
independence.
Yo, B, mute up for a second so Jack can spit his speech.
Yeah. Can you hear me, bro? You opened and you was beginning with the solution to the situation, and the first foundation of the criterion that you mentioned.
Yo, B, you gotta mute up. You gotta mute up, man.
The problem with our people, we've had the solution for 92 years in America, but we have not decided to separate, to divorce, to remove ourselves from the connection to our oppressor. So there's been a nation, a government set up in America by black people for black people for the purpose of getting reparations. You cannot get reparations, not from the United Nations, without being a sovereign established nation, even if you are a nation within a nation. Example, i.e., the Pawnee Nation, which is what we call the Native American people. They have the opportunity and have been gaining and garnering reparations for the last 60-some years because they are an independent nation functioning within a nation. Everyone else is called something else. Like we have Italian Americans, Japanese Americans, Irish Americans. We don't have Black Americans. They call us Afro-American.
Bro, I mean, I know that, bro. I teach that, bro. I'm serious. I teach that. I teach about. I teach what you're talking about. But it's not about a solution.
But hold on, bro. This is the solution. The solution is first to submit to what has been very successful amongst your people. And when I say that without a disregard, but I say this with factual. We've been given a nation to our people, as Brother Sam can attest to in Hyde Park in England with the brother Leo Muhammad. See, the Nation of Islam is not no church, not no synagogue, none of that. Ain't none of that, bro. It's a nation. It's a government built here for our people. And they have been sustaining themselves properly and independently amongst our people by example. The most refined black person you can find in England and in America is either an MGT woman or an FOI man. So let's stop.
Oh, come on. That's too dogmatic for me. I can't do that.
Hold on, brother. Let me explain some facts. I'm just talking facts. So you said you was a mathematician, so let's do the adding or the accounting because I'm an accountant. So let's stop speaking economics and let's start speaking facts. Facts is this: there's been an economic machine, the Nation of Islam. There's been a social political machine, the Nation of Islam. There's been a cultural machine, the Nation of Islam, that's been successful because it's been a nation and not a church, not a religion, not none of that other stuff. So black people need to stop playing with themselves and become responsible to themselves and join on to a program, not some religion, and start doing for self. That's the number one way for us to remove ourselves from our dependency on the people we keep talking about. We keep talking about ourselves, but we're not addressing who got us here and why we're here and why we're still functioning up under their directive. Look at what happened to Kanye and look how we reacted to him. We crucified him without white people even doing anything to him. All they had to do is present it to him. You know who Rupert Murdoch is. You know who Ira Brogdon is. These are the men that control Hollywood and every newspaper, every social media outlet, every damn television station that you can hear or see. And that shapes and molds our thinking because we are a people functioning on influence. And when you do that without a leader, a directive, then you find yourself lost. And we've been lost. And even though we've been found, we chose to stay lost, bro. So we have a leader amongst us. We have a nation amongst us. We have a knowledge amongst us. We have a culture amongst us. We've just been too cowardly to pick it up and use it by being distracted by the enemy interjections. Which
okay,
is,
can I interject right there? I disagree that you say.
Find me something that exists that contradicts what I'm saying when I say that we have a nation, we have an example of what a black man and a black woman should be in America, and why we have not followed that directive.
I don't want my goal to be purpose built on contradicting you. I'm not a contradictory or contradictory.
No. I'm saying the solution. When we talk solution,
Okay. I'm about to talk though. I'm about to talk now. I'm about to talk. You can mute.
We keep ignoring what is in existence, and I'm trying to educate you. If you don't know that they exist, I'm just telling you that we do have a nation. We do have a position for reparations.
Hey, bro, listen. I know who the Nation of Islam is. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I grew up with Brother Sam X. Stop, bro. I know exactly what the Nation of Islam is. I grew up learning from Dr. York. I've been a part of many organizations and know a lot of stuff. So that's not nothing new to me. To me, you really didn't really add nothing to my conversation.
Part self. Do not bring up Dr. Malachi Pork on my platform. You know what?
What happened, y'all?
We are not talking about no pedophile. I kicked his ass out.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. See, Queen, hold on. See, Queen, that's how you check another man like that. When he come in here and he not building right, when we're trying to do right, you get him out of here.
What I wanted to do is get to the point that he came saying that he was a mathematician, but he was speaking finance and economics, not mathematics. So when we add it up, bro, we have to look at the number one law in mathematics or accounting is all variables must be calculated for the total sum. So before you go looking at one thing, you have to look at everything. And the most important thing is to look at the fact. So 1 unit plus 1 unit makes 1 unit because they are 2 units combined. That's mathematics. Even though people will say, no, it's 2 entities. No, mathematics say 1 plus 1 equals 2, but 1 unit plus 1 unit equals 1 unit. And that's what black people got to recognize. We don't have to be individuals. We have to be a unit. And you don't have to be uniformed to have unity. Everybody ain't got to be walking around here in the military. You don't see all Americans walking around talking about they Marines and they Air Force and Coast Guard. No, and those people don't allow you to walk around saying you belong to them. But they all fight for what? America. They all doing things according to Americans' patriotic, being patriotism to America. So we gonna be patriots, bro. Let's be patriots to ourselves. The sister asks, what's our culture? Our culture is being unapologetically black. Just everything in your mind, think your people and you first. And then we can start functioning and building something for ourselves. Because until then, we can pull up all of these other little things and ignore what's really happening, bro. Like I told a brother, don't tell me there ain't nothing to hear as an example in place.
John, let me
is not wavered. It is not wavered, whether it's been here in the Caribbean, in England, in Africa,
100%.
it has not wavered, and it's established itself as a functioning program against the system of things. And if we don't attack the system of things, We're just gonna be riding around in the system talking about things.
Yeah, trust me, John. I was confused as well, bro. I was hella confused.
One second, John. Let me explain to the panel and the people in orders who Dr. Malachi York Pork is. He stole. All right, everybody mute your mic for a minute so I can say so we won't be echoing. Dr. Malachi Pork is someone who stole from the Nation of Islam, the 5% Nation, and the Jewish community, and built his own thing called the Nuwaubian Nation. Whereas over there, he molested and raped over 800 boys and girls, gave them more herpes and other diseases.
Facts.
And everybody's still following this. Too many people still following this man. Check this out. He's the lowest form of scum on the earth. He got 800 years in prison or something like that. He's done. We ain't gonna give that nigga no big up to nobody from the Nuwaubian Nation. Saying the black woman's guy. That's where they got it from. They got it from Dr. Malachi Pork. All them brother Polite.
I'm Polite. Yeah, Polite was his understudy, little weird ass nigga. Come on.
No, that's why I tapped out, guys. Because the minute I heard that, I said, "Let me dip." Because even here, bro, like what? That was crazy.
No job. Hey, brother Shan. You familiar with Hyde Park, right?
Yeah.
I've been to London. So, brother Leo Muhammad, which is the regional minister in England.
Yeah, we know Leo.
Gives a lot of lectures in Hyde Park. So I'm very familiar with the fact that even there we have a presence of consciousness for our people.
Of course.
It's just we have to get up and stop being dead. We're supposed to study history, not live in it. We keep studying it, but then denying it. Now study it and correct it. Anything that's been wrong with us in the past, we should use that lesson and correct it now. So when it comes to being a man, like he said, that's a basic philosophy. Men are those who seek correction of themselves immediately. We should be correcting ourselves.
Exactly, George. Look, I wanted to say something crazy, and you guys are gonna think I'm not as crazy as my man who just came on. That was a bit wild. Still, like that's why I always say fact check people, and I appreciated you, Jar, for checking him because I literally was gonna do the same thing, but. The problem is when people monologue, when you listen to people, you start to understand where their mindset is. You learn that's what the greatest thing in life, guys, is the powerful tools you have between your heads, and that's listening. So the more you listen and you let people talk, you start seeing, okay, this is people set their own traps. That's what I always say. It's always better to be humble and listen. Don't be the loudest black person in the room, especially. Don't be the loudest person in the room. It's always great to listen because then you can start to do your chess moves because you know how. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this. You know how a nigga moves. But I was gonna say this point. Don't you see how the black on black arguments that we have is literally, and I'm gonna say this right now, not non-progressive. I actually equate it to how nowadays people are identifying as a table, a chair, a boy and girl. Do you see the problem with humans? We like to overcomplicate things. What is black and white? We want to make gray. What is gender binary, which is mathematical? I'm more of a mathematician than a particular person that came on because I can actually mention Boolean algebra, which is zeros and ones, which is the data codes that you get to turn on light or turn it off.
It's called the binary code.
Digital, right? Matrix zeros and ones, right? You don't see twos, you don't see anything. You just see two numbers. That's binary, right? Humans.
Binary role.
What's our binary roles? Gender and female, right?
That's right.
Which is male and female, right?
That's it.
So the problem with us though as humans, we are very what's it called? We're not humble. We're not grateful. We like to mix and match, play with a little bit of this, play with a little bit of that. You know what? Fuck it. I'm a man and a woman. I can go into a woman's changing rooms. I'm as a man with a penis, but because I feel like I'm a woman, I can woman face. I actually feel sorry for women because I don't want to say that this is because of women, but the more you don't play your roles, the more people start to conform to unrealistic beliefs, then it's only going to fuck up one or both. I always say this, like, men wearing makeup was always going to lead to something like this. Now women are having to complain about men being in their spaces now. So this is what I'm trying to say is these arguments that we're having is very defragmented. And I'm relating it to, similarly, the arguments between black males and black females. Why are we creating more problems when we just need to play our roles? Look at what's happened with transgender situations. It's arguments, unnecessary problems.
Hold on, we're
now
talking
people,
Transformers.
do you understand? So my point is, for the open-minded people, can you see the similarities of problems being created when we try to step out of roles? That's it. It's non-progressive, it's complicated, it stagnates, it spreads people thin. And we shouldn't do that as black people. We create culture. TikTok is on stealing black culture. Yet no black person owns that app. There is no, in the FTSE 100, there is no black CEO. There's no black CFO. There's no black COO. No one in those top 100 companies has a representation of even anything close to our culture. So there was a question that someone posted, what is black culture? Is it arguments? Is it calling my guy here a nigger? Is it embarrassing your man in front of his boys? Is it betraying your woman for other women out of your race? Like where is our direction?
We have it. We just not following the leadership. Our culture is being unapologetically black, and you must be that first in order to be recognized as a people or to function with value. And people without a value function in a savage state. People that are valueless, we're only valuable to someone else. So until we take that back, then we'll change and make a reality of what you're saying, because culture is everything. As I said, in the UK,
and that's what I mean, going back to traditions, going back to role plays.
Right. We got to take that back, but we got to start living it. We can't live. You have a good history of our people from the outside viewpoint. So looking at the history of our people, we talk about how revolutionary Malcolm X and Martin Luther King was, and Medgar Evers was, and Marcus Garvey. And
don't forget Marcus Garvey, bro. We've got a Rhodes down here. Even
that's why I just said Marcus Garvey, because they exiled Marcus Garvey.
Mark, let me see your face.
To there, you feel me? So when we talk about these people, we're talking about the historical spirit or mindset that those people have, but we're supposed to be acting it out like Kanye. We're supposed to be acting out that spirit, acting out that mindset, so that we can have that. If we don't, then we fail the ancestors that have already sacrificed before us by dealing with the same old tricks that the same old enemy has been imposing upon us. So responsibility and accountability is the first step for our people here to remove themselves from being subjected to the position of slavery. Do for self, bro. And it's a real simple mindset if we just got love for self. But if we learn to love ourselves, we'll learn to respect ourselves. And if we respect ourselves, we'll just do something for ourselves.
Yeah, man.
All right. Parself. Peace to my brothers and my sisters. I gotta get up off here because I gotta handle some business. But I will be going live again tonight at 7 p.m. on the God Hour. Hopefully everybody can come back through and we can continue our build.
4 p.m. That's 4 p.m. Cali time. Thank you so much. Blessings to everybody.
That's midnight London time.
All right. Everybody still be up. It's Friday.
Peace and blessing to the gods and earths. Unapologetically black 365. Make that in your life first, and we can change our reality by being accountable.
That's a fact, man. Salute to everybody that came in, man. Salute to everybody that loved what we built today, man. Like I said again, follow me. We got the same Born B on my channel, Jobby on my channel. Follow your boy, man, at the plug by Cross Your Heart. And we keep building, man. We got some kings on this panels. And salute to the queens that came in and showed us respect and love and got understanding as well.
Love it. And make sure y'all follow me. Subscribe to my channel, Queen Lady Act. Thank you, because I want all y'all on my panel. Thank you so much, King of New Jersey.
No doubt, Queen.
I'll hit you up for sure.
Hey,
and
Sam,
let me just quick shout myself
go
out.
ahead. Go ahead.
My Instagram, I'll give you that through the DMs, innit? At It's Mangua, ITSMANGUA. I'm a videographer from London, and look, as I said, I'm really ready to move out to the States.
Bro, how to spell it? How you spell your name on Instagram?
On Instagram, I'm on private, but I'll add you. I'll see it. It's ITSMANGUA. It's Mangua.
ITSMAN.
Yeah, MANGUA.
Hey, Sam, put it in the back chat, Sam.
Yeah, I put it in the comments.
G-U what?
GUA, like guava. GUA. It's Mangua. Yeah. And it's got like a picture of my hand.
Yeah, I see. I got you. I'll send a follow. All right.
Yeah, my bro. But yeah, I'm looking to fly to New York soon, actually. So I'm gonna be doing some shoots, some filming out there. So
all right. So all my brothers and sisters, we're gonna link up. We're gonna holler back later on tonight. I appreciate everybody for coming out. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.